Oh, fuck shit Friday.
I think Gina needs to do the yeah.
Shit, I already said the F word and the S words.
Wait, we live right now?
Yeah.
All right, we live. Yo, listen, man.
Sit back a little bit. Let's just kind of, create a little space for me so we can both be fly, you know?
All right, perfect, man. You ready, Gina? Yo, No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. We're live right now with three of the most incompatible friend group I've ever seen, man. But click the link, man. Let's go.
Let's go. That was cool. So the people watching the podcast got to see us doing the intro for social media for the podcast that they might have already seen if they're watching this after the fact.
Sheesh.
It's tough to wrap your
Very
head around.
interactive, you know?
Very.
Very. So for the people who don't know, if they want to watch this in chronological order, they should probably familiarize themselves with the No Jumper Show episode that came out this week, because you got to see Danny Mullen go head to head with AD about racism and much more. I lined that up. I was still in Nashville, and that was my idea because, okay, just so you know where my head was at on that, I felt like I like Danny. I like a lot of the people around Danny. Danny should come around more. We should do more content with Danny. But then I'm also thinking I have AD and T-Rel, who are essentially like black supremacists. Like they kind of feel like white people should not exist in this world around them. T-Rel more than AD. AD actually really is kind of, he likes white stuff. But so I was like, let's throw Danny to the wolves. I gave AD all these loaded questions. I'm like, ask Danny about hating fat women, how he said that their tits don't protrude as far as the guts, whatever the fuck. I told him the racism, the N-word. He slept in Compton. He defecated on the Martin Luther King.
That was the thing that I was not happy that got brought up, because I had no real way to talk my way out of that one.
Right. So that kind of stands out to you as like the most racist thing you've done, worse than the N-word?
Well, you didn't do it, dude. We can blame it on somebody else.
Yes.
The guy who did it.
And the guy who did it is a Hawaiian, which means he is an oppressed people.
Person of color. Really,
oppressed. A person of color.
I mean, Captain Cook, he did some cruel stuff to those people.
He did. I haven't really paid attention to a lot of that. A lot of that colonization stuff, it just sort of gives me the heebie-jeebies when I read about it, because I know that that's really where my people are coming from, you know.
Mine and your great-great-grandfathers, Adam. That's what they did. Yeah, it was. So you told me afterwards in a text message, hey, man, you did a great job. I just wanted to see if you could handle the heat. We should start doing more stuff together.
Let's do it.
What would have been the outcome where you watching from Nashville, you would have been like, Danny's weak. He can't handle the heat. I'm not going to do anything more with this guy.
Well, this is the thing. When I'm dealing with AD, I feel like it's like when you do like reverse psychology on your kid, where you kind of like, you force him into, like I felt like through that, I felt like I had set up a situation where AD wouldn't be able to hate you. Because, I'm putting him in a position where I'm kind of telling him to bark on you and call you out. So I'm kind of assuming that by the time, AD is very rebellious. He doesn't like to do the things that I tell him to do. But AD is also a black man. So if I tell him hey, this guy's at the N-word on camera, he's going to have to fucking dig in a little bit. But he's also rebellious. So I'm thinking if I tell him to go in on Danny, he's going to end that segment by being like, no, I fuck with Danny. And it worked. So I feel like I actually really do know AD pretty well.
Puppet master over here.
But the T-Rel gauntlet is the one that's going to be harder to get through, because
I got one more?
He truly hates white people.
Nah. T-Rel don't hate. Listen, he's a Hebrew Israelite, right? He's like one of Dr. Umar Johnson-esque.
He has not revealed his official faith at this time, but he did say that he has a 7-inch cock the other day, which I was pretty excited about, because most people don't have a measurement on deck.
7 is also, I want to say, the most lied about cock measurement on the planet.
Yeah, it's like 5'9" for height. If you say you're 5'9", you're like 5'7".
Absolutely.
So if you got a 7-inch cock, you got like a 5-inch cock.
When you hear 7, a lot of times it's a 5.5.
Totally agree.
It's
never.
never.
How do you feel about a 5.5? I mean, that's above average technically.
Is it?
Yeah, 5.1 is average according to Maxim magazine.
It's probably enough to satisfy your lover. It's probably not enough to get you on the cover of fucking Playgirl or anything.
True.
Yeah.
Now, how did it feel to be impressed by AD?
Impressed by AD?
Pressed
by AD. You know, it wasn't as bad as getting pressed by Kiki. If anybody is unfamiliar with it, they might. On our podcast, the Leo and Danny Show, Adam showed up with Kiki, another former Crip. Yes?
Current Crip.
Current Crip. Still active in the scene. That press, because I could see in his eyes the genuine anger, whereas with AD betrayed a hint of, this is for content, which is what emboldened me to play around with it a little bit more.
But I thought he did a great job because he didn't, like, he kind of apologized, made it clear, like, okay, I've done some stuff that maybe I wouldn't do now, but he didn't just lay down and be like, okay, a black guy's yelling at me, I guess I gotta just.
And that's why I love Danny. I told you, right? This is why I think Danny is the greatest white boy ever. Because, like, for example, white boys who would, like, come here, you know, say, oh, my God, I'm so sorry, you know, Black Lives Matter type shit, right? Just bend over, right?
He did agree to go to the neighborhood and do a toy drive.
Danny's the white boy who goes say, fuck all that, bro. I said it. I stand on the, hey, I was maybe wrong, but hey, fuck it. You feel me, man? So, also, too, though, Croc got gangster. So, Croc tested Sharp gangster. He said, all that light skin shit, you got to show me.
When I was manipulating this scenario, when I designed this social experiment that I felt like would help Danny become cool with AD, I also thought, I'm going to tell him to bring King Croc because I think King Croc is hilarious. I think AD's going to automatically like him. And I know that in my head, if AD likes King Croc, then he's going to kind of have to like Danny Mullen by relationship.
Ooh, so you was actually scared that Danny would have gotten packed out.
Not packed out, but I thought that a black guy in the room to help make it clear that he wasn't an actual Nazi would probably have been a good thing, right?
Yo, I'll be real. Like, is your haircut by like on purpose?
That's such an insulting premise.
He likes this band called
No, because like that haircut is like just known, it's anonymous for white supremacists and racists.
No, what?
Yes,
No,
it
he looks
is.
like Lloyd Christmas. People always comment and say that my kid has a Danny Mullen haircut.
Yo, every school shooter has that haircut.
It's an English rock band haircut. I have to defend his haircut a lot. It's Oasis, right?
Yeah, and to strengthen the argument that I'm not a white supremacist, I think my barber actually does Kanye's hair too.
Woo!
So this he's fucking legit.
Yeah, I'll be real. Though. Every Proud Boy has that haircut, though, bro.
I think you're thinking of like the Richard Spencer Hitler Youth haircut, short on the sides, comb it over the top. That's why I used to get so much shit because I had that haircut at the height of like Charlottesville and like marching with the tiki torches and shit when like all the popular Nazis at that time had the Hitler Youth haircut. He doesn't have that. He has like the haircut of like somebody put an actual cereal bowl on his head and just cut around the perimeter of it and didn't really care about what it ended up looking like, I feel like.
Yeah, come on, dude. I got some class, dude. I got the cereal bowl
It's
haircut.
European. It's European, dude.
Hey, but Croc, when you was pressing Sharp, how did it feel, man? Was you pressing him because you said, damn, bro, let me take the attention off Danny a little bit?
No, I'm going to keep it a buck, bro. I did not feel like I was pressing Sharp in any kind of way, man. It was all love, bro. Like anything that I said, it was in the moment. Thought it was funny.
You said you light skin, you going to have to show me you tough.
That was incredibly funny.
That's gangster.
That was so
he
funny.
Said, yo, but hey, though, Sharp, listen, Sharpen back down, though. Sharp ain't no punk, because Sharp actually said, what you say?
Yeah. No, and that's why I told him it was all love. Like,
After he pressed you back?
You can't see it in the feed from the podcast, but fucking AD and House Phone died when King Croc called him light skin. It was pretty funny.
Right, because that's kind of the whole paradox of Sharp is that he is half black. He fully identifies as a black man and says the N-word all the time. Nobody really questions him on it. But then sometimes people do question him about it. And throughout the course of this podcast, it has turned out that the people who feel the most comfortable questioning Sharp on his ability to say the N-word are mostly OnlyFans girls who are not black. And then he just gets fucking furious because he doesn't, he views himself as being entirely black. If I were to look at him, like not knowing him, I might think he was Hispanic, or that's probably where my mind would go. Now, also keep in mind, back in the day when Sharp was a rapper and he would have the long chains and the white tees and whatnot. Now he's got a little bit more of like a greaser look where he just sort of whips that hair back. You know.
Wait. Are you saying like when Sharp was ghetto up, he looked more black?
I think more people probably would have.
How about you?
Credited him with that at that time.
Yeah.
Now his style, I mean, for a lot of people, when you
suave.
see straight hair, you don't think black, right? Like your hair, it would take us a while to get your hair.
Yeah, straight.
He's got
looking
the
like
shades.
Sharps,
He's got
right?
the shades on too. It's ambiguous. He could be Mexican. It's pretty tough to tell with Sharp. But what is the minimum amount of black somebody can have in them in order to say the N-word.
But that's what we're trying to figure out because Duno, our overweight Hispanic correspondent, he claims to be 10% Nigerian.
Really?
What do you think, Croc?
Yo, I got to link up with Duno.
Yeah, no, you might want to have a
That's
little
wild.
sneaky link with him. Yeah, no, for sure.
No.
King Croc's Nigerian is why he's saying that.
Right, what tribe?
Yoruba.
Yeah. Yoruba.
Yoruba? That's one of them?
Yeah,
I don't know. I couldn't have named it.
That's why I was like, why are you asking that, Adam? You don't know what
because
the fucking tribe is.
I have been around Nigerian dudes who meet other Nigerian dudes, and they'll be like, what tribe?
Well, you also have a
Yeah.
closer relationship with Nigerian dudes.
Because I got packed out by some on behalf of Russ.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yes. The
love
ghouls
that you
that
have
Russ
that on
sent.
deck.
Wait, that was actually real. That actually happened.
Yeah.
Hey, King Croc, can I say this about King Croc? When we drove home after we did the podcast with AD House Phone, I got pressed for my history of questionable behavior. King
Same
Croc,
nigga. Yeah.
King Croc was a little drunk, and he, in the car, had a real moment with me where he's like, man, I'm kind of disappointed in you that you back down even a little bit. Because Croc is pretty fucking conservative. Croc believes in free speech. He hates censorship. And Croc's like, man, you should have just been confident in the fact that you're a good guy and you don't need to apologize to anybody.
Here's my perspective, Adam, right? If I'm going to put myself on the line, my reputation, my stance as a man and as somebody who claims to be about what they say they are.
Including the
person-
furry cape and the horns.
Exactly. Right.
That's
You
being
all
put on the
see it,
line.
Right?
And the
But
chain boots.
if the person I'm jacking is like backing off of shit, is like not really,
Apologetic.
standing for it,
Yeah.
then it makes me look like an idiot. I look like a dumbass. Like I'm riding so hard for somebody who's not even gonna ride for themselves. Like, you know what I mean?
Because, okay, this is the thing that comes up that nobody ever wants to talk about because it gets a little dicey. But, like, okay, we saw Joe Rogan try to get canceled. The whole media comes together. They have a fucking super cut of Joe Rogan saying the N-word like 50 times in the past on his podcast. Large percentage of people choose to just ignore the context and say Joe Rogan is a racist. Now, if you were to actually look at the context of every single clip in there in which he's saying the N-word, he's saying it really more in like an academic way, or he's recounting a story in which a person said the N-word. There's no clip in that in which Joe Rogan says, hey, you're a blank, or hey, what's up, my blank? You know, it's like he's not using it in that way. He's talking about it.
He did have one though, like where like, and he says he walked into like an environment, he's seen a bunch of black folks, and it looked like the Planet of the Apes. And
Although
that was kind of,
he immediately apologized because he realized how offensive that joke was. Which,
Just kind of wild, but you know,
I'm not here to just cape for Joe Rogan or anything, but I am saying that when you give Danny shit for having said the N-word, I mean, every time he said it was really like in context of making a joke, or like basically it's not like he was just running around saying it like he's fucking Paul Wall, like, hey, what's up, ma? You know? And that is a weird line to draw because people I respect. I watch Joe Budden's podcast, and I've watched Joe Budden talk about Joe Rogan as if he is a straight up Nazi. And I'm like, bro, I think you're missing the context here. And I agree. Joe Rogan probably shouldn't have said it even in that scenario because it is so contentious in our society these days.
Yep.
But, I mean, what? We're going to really... Like, do you really think this guy's a racist because he just recounted a story
Joe Budden, though,
about
is
a
his hate,
movie
though.
that he saw where
Yeah.
someone said the N-word? I mean, come on.
And what you said is key, too, that the times we're living in now has made it so it's basically, I agree, unacceptable to say it anymore.
Right.
But a lot of my comedic heroes, I mean, I was just watching a George Carlin documentary on HBO, and Carlin would drop that on stage. A lot of my favorite comedians from New York would say it all the time. And, I mean, it's you couldn't say fuck on the radio, but you could say that word. Right. And so if a lot of my comedic heroes were saying it when I was a young, dumb, impressionable fucking kid doing YouTube comedy, it slipped out in a joke.
Because I remember not having ever heard somebody say the N-word until the OJ trial, which was in like 95, 96. So I'm in like 5th or 6th grade, and I had never heard it before. And then I hear it, but it's in the context of a trial where there's like a very obvious reason why you wouldn't want to say something offensive on stage, on TV. It's being broadcast on TV. I hear them say the N-word. I did not know at that time that would become so prevalent that at some point we would all be expected to never say it. Now, of course, I'm committed to never saying it at this point. It seems like a way too ridiculous of a risk to take for no benefit.
Agreed.
But I mean, let's talk about that as an interracial panel
No,
of
in context,
arbiters of culture and society.
Nah, man, like, here's my thing. Like, when it comes to just saying it casually, even if you grew up around black folks, nah, bro. You know, like, don't say it. Now, in terms of content for jokes and shit like that, bro, and to me, that should be allowed. Like, you know, if somebody, you know, like, for example, like the one joke that Danny said was, yo, like, what do you call me? A custodian or a janitor, right?
I like how we're breaking this down like it's some highbrow piece of art. I'm just dressed like a janitor, dragging a mop around. It was the stupidest bit.
Yeah. And then the person like kept calling him like the wrong thing, and he says, yo, like calling me a janitor is like calling a black person a nigger, right? With the ER. So to me, in that again, that's kind of wild, but in the context of a joke, like a movie script, that should be in play. But just saying it casually to me, like, you know, like, that's wrong.
My question is, how does a guy like 6ix9ine get away with saying it all the time? He's not at all black at all, right?
Because if you are Hispanic and if you claim it culturally, you know, like he clearly is like from Brooklyn. He's from a place where you can kind of get away with it. But then, I mean, this guy snapping the photos right here. Yeah. I'm Mexican, a known Mexican.
Yeah.
I could never imagine him saying it in
Mexican.
a million years.
Right.
Because when you look at him, you kind of think he looks like a white guy. You wouldn't really like think he would be popping it. But then, like, on the other hand, all those dudes from Shoreline Mafia, they're saying it left and right.
Well, Leo, you're Italian. You've probably gotten blown by a couple black girls. What about giving it a whirl?
Quite a few. You know what? I can't say it, Danny. You know,
Come on, be somebody.
I know we're the black guys or the white guys. You know what I mean? Italians
And Armenians.
and Armenians are also the black guys or the white guys. Yeah, you're so right. Yeah.
Is Italian an edge case? It's like
I don't even consider like Italians like white though. I don't even consider you guys
but what
white.
it is
What are
that,
we?
and I can
I
say
don't
this
know.
because I'm part Italian, is that we assume that Italian people who are like culturally, like they grow up in an all Italian neighborhood, we just assume that they are so ignorant that we're not going to call them out on saying the N-word.
Because they don't know better. Yeah.
Because we just assume that you're a bunch of stupid fucking Italian fucks. Yeah, I was going to say it, but I figured you should say it. Yeah.
fucking wops.
That is kind of how we look at it.
You call me a wop all the time.
Yeah, anti-white racism is hilarious. You fucking guinea. Get off the mic.
Fucking giddy all the time.
Get out of here.
Wait though, so question for you guys, right? So do you think that black supremacy is the same thing as white supremacy?
So I think that you can't argue that blacks have been so historically oppressed in this country. That
Now he's pandering, bro.
Nothing
pandering, ready, man.
I will say this. I will say this, Flakko.
Come on.
I will say that with all, because right now, anywhere you look in the media, all there is anti-white sentiment. We need to relinquish our privilege. Every institution a white man has ever had a hand in is irredeemably racist and therefore needs to be destroyed. I have seen a large uptick in anti-white sentiments. I've experienced it. I've read about it, and this is something the news doesn't cover. Anytime there is a white mass shooting, a white fucking psycho kid goes into a supermarket, does some sort of mass shooting, it's on the front page of every newspaper. But things like the guy who smashed his car into a parade, the black dude who ran into a bunch of white people, or the black dude who went into a New York City subway and unloaded a bunch of magazines.
He didn't kill anybody though. He's
Fortunately, but at the very bottom, you have to scroll the articles with a magnifying glass to find any mention.
Nah, that's not true. Like for the subway guy, his shit was plastered everywhere. But I do understand your point. Like for like the rapper who drove his car into like the thing, right? I had to actually like dig up his identity and post it on YouTube.
But sometimes you'll see individuals that I follow on Twitter, and there'll be a mass shooting, and they'll be tweeting about how this is such a sign of white supremacy, and they are just so rock hard, just excited as fuck. Like, look, this proves everything else I've ever said on Twitter. And then they realize it's a Muslim guy, or it's a black guy, or it's whoever, and they have nothing to say. They clam the fuck up because this is no longer useful to their political causes. And you see it with like right-wing commentators as well, where it's like when a black guy shoots up a bar and kills a bunch of people and they got the video, they love it. They just fucking post it 100 times to be like, look at what they did. And I've been duped. I remember on Melrose, there's a video of a car blasting into the front of a sneaker store on Melrose. And so Andy No posts it up, and I follow Andy No, and I see it, and he says, he basically tries to connect it to the fact that there was a Black Lives Matter rally down the street during this, which there was. But this was completely separate from that. Once all the details came out and everything, it was like, no, this is just like some angry ass dude who was black, but he drove his car into the store because it was a stolen car and he was pissed off, whatever. He was not at the BLM rally. But Andy No uses this as fodder to paint the Black Lives Matter people as terrible people, even though this had nothing to do with it.
Andy knows a conservative journalist.
I'm not gonna lie, because of the absolute support that the establishment, the mainstream media throws behind these kind of movements like Black Lives Matter and so on and so on. I tend to just believe these guys, right? Like Andy No, who report these things, and it's kind of crazy to hear that you were there and it wasn't like exactly the way you reported.
But I wasn't even there. I was down the street, and then it happens. I see the narrative that's being put out there by Andy No, and I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. This probably is what happens, because I knew there was a Black Lives Matter rally that day. He said this is what happened. It seems like it should probably be true. I post it up and say something, and then immediately get corrected by all these people I know who actually were at that thing. But okay, this is something I've been thinking about a lot, and it's something that really separates the left from the right. The right is so welcoming to anyone who wants to be a part of what they have going on that they are even unwilling to basically abolish, white supremacists, or if you're some crazy fuck, QAnon, whatever, they will gladly welcome you into their cult. On the other hand, if you take a look at the left, I mean, like somebody like Joe Rogan has always claimed to be a Democrat, always said that he considered himself a leftist because of, his relatively minor infractions, whether it's him saying the N-word out of context or him being skeptical about the vaccine, whatever. They eagerly booted him and created an environment in which he wanted nothing to do with it and would never want to be called a Democrat. And so when you have two parties that are working in such different ways, should it really surprise anybody that the Democrats are losing ground when they're the party of not wanting you there, of not welcoming anyone in unless they're abiding by their own extremely strict guidelines, and the right will gladly welcome in the white supremacists as long as they're down to vote for their candidate.
Yeah, totally agree. It's like the right are like Christians. Like anybody can become a Christian. You just got to buy a Bible, go to church once. But to become like the left is like the Jews, where you need to read the Torah and learn to speak Hebrew in order to become a part of their. And
then circumcised.
And you got to get your shit cut off.
Right. But and the Jews would be a horrible political party. Like if they were, if the Jews.
Careful, Adam.
No, but careful, I'm saying, like, if you entered into politics with that attitude of, we have an insanely high standard. It's extremely hard to meet this standard. If you fuck up at all, if you misgender someone even once, then we're basically going to shit on you and do our best to kick you out. I mean, that if your goal is to capture as much of the public in general under your umbrella of your big tent politics or whatever the fuck they call it, then you should be welcoming in as many people as possible. In an ideal world for the Democrats, AOC would have been tweeting at Joe Rogan, urging him to reconsider his beliefs and not saying he's a piece of shit who should not be tolerated amongst our ranks.
Or Elon Musk. How about the smartest guy in the country?
The world.
He has a couple of controversial opinions about COVID, and all the politicians run him out of California.
He's got some good pronoun jokes.
Yeah.
He's the best.
It's funny. He's got some good memes.
I think the left, if you get a lot of pussy, the left doesn't like you.
No,
very
they
much.
hate the
That
pussy.
alone is enough. You're out of here. You fucking too many of our chicks. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
But Adam, I think it's giving rise to guys like me and you, because think about it. If you want to be a mainstream entertainer, if you want to work your way up in Hollywood, maybe start as a correspondent on one of the late night shows, maybe get your own show someday, maybe be a talk radio host or whatever, you have to have such a squeaky clean record these days that it's basically impossible to have that record. And so you can't, any mainstream comedian like Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, these guys live in mortal terror of losing their position. And if you've done anything wrong, tweeted anything wrong, you have to take the route that we're taking. Adam, myself, Leo, King Croc, Flakko, and that's why YouTube is dominating nowadays.
No, also too, it's like kind of like, for example, like the Dems or kind of like the Cool Kids Club, right? Where it's like, of course, it's going to be exclusive because it's the Cool Kids Club, opposed to the conservatives, where, bruh, they will take anybody who wants them because, bro, like niggas don't want to fuck with conservatives, right? Like for example, Andy, like no, right? His story is amazing because he actually started off as just like a journalist, being super neutral, just documenting some shit. and he went to like a Black Lives Matter rally. They fucked him up, put him in the hospital.
They put concrete in the milkshakes, right?
Yeah.
And since then, now he's like just anti-BLM now.
And he's a gay Asian, right? He's a gay Asian who's identified as so. You're
And the Republicans will welcome in the gays.
Yeah, you're
Miley
right.
Yiannopoulos.
That totally makes your point.
Or I think it was, I forget if it was Lauren Southern or Tommy Loren, one of the hot little blonde retards. But at one point, one of them came out against abortion. Like she broke from what the vast majority of people on the right believe, and she said that I think abortion should be legal or tolerated or whatever the fuck she said. And I saw very, very, very few Republicans lining up to shit on her, even though she was going against something that really is one of the biggest tenets of their party, because they are the most welcoming party. They want everybody on board, even if you disagree with them on a lot of stuff. And the left is the complete opposite.
Do you think that the left still has the black vote, though?
Not if he has anything to do
I'll
with it.
keep it
He's
above.
directly opposed.
You're
to
a Trumper, huh, Flacco? Yeah.
He's a
Nah,
Ron
look.
DeSantis staffer.
This is the biggest conservative I know. Is
Yeah, I'll
King
keep it a
Croc.
buck with you, right? So I feel like now, here, like for example, right? So most black people are conservative by nature, meaning like they don't fuck with gays. You feel me?
They're religious. They're
right?
religious.
Yeah,
King
religious
Croc.
fuck.
Very homophobic.
You're not going to fuck with
Very
King Croc.
homophobic,
No.
dude.
Exactly,
King
right?
Croc pulled up. He pulled up in an Uber today. It had the
Exactly.
rainbow flag on the icon.
Oh, really?
When he pulled up, dude.
Right? So most black folks are conservative by nature, and the only reason why like black folks have been voting for, you know, like Democrats for the last, like, I don't know, like within their century, right? Is because they've been convinced, yo, like these people over here, they are evil. They want you to die. They hate you. And these people over here want to give you free shit. So people have been able to compromise their moral integrity for some free shit.
Yeah.
Now, after a while now, it's like, damn, these motherfuckers over here are cuckoo. And they out here, bro, like they spitting that shit now.
But think about it. Donald Trump is the god of
Free shit.
the Republicans. Donald Trump is someone you cannot shame.
Exactly.
You cannot shame him. He's unlike every other politician that's ever existed in American politics, where when Bill Clinton got caught getting head from an intern, it was the most embarrassing thing ever.
That's
and
only because she was fat.
Yes, she was a fat intern.
I would've done it.
It
I would've done it.
dominated multiple years of his presidency. And then on the other hand, Donald Trump gave $300,000 or whatever it was to Stormy Daniels so that
Yeah.
she wouldn't say anything about him fucking her. Never even acknowledged that he did it, never showed any shame. And think about the average American. The average American is not perfect. They are fat. They fucking eat McDonald's 3 times a day. They smoke. They drink. They're pieces of shit. They cheat on their wife. In Donald Trump, you see someone who seems very welcoming because no matter how fucked up you are, it's very unlikely you're as fucked up as this guy. And he clearly is. He's kind of like allowing for you to be forgiven through his message.
And I actually saw a guy on YouTube analyze the moment where Trump was impervious to any of those attacks on his personal life. It was when he was in the primaries at some point. Somebody pulled up all the things he'd said about Rosie O'Donnell in the past, which were comparable to the things I said about fat women on that
they
notorious
were bad,
podcast.
dude. They were bad.
They were pretty. I think he maybe stopped short of any death threats, but it got close. So the lady on Fox on the panel is like, "Mr. Trump, you've said blah 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 blah. This fat pig. What do you have to say for yourself about saying these sorts of things about women?" And he just went, "I only said those things about Rosie O'Donnell." Huge cheers from the crowd.
A situation in which every politician who's ever existed would have answered the question seriously and
Yes.
tried to show some penance, tried to show that he's deserving of forgiveness, and he said, "No, fuck it, I'm going to make you laugh." Yeah, for me, it was after he said or after the tape came out of grab her by the pussy or whatever. I mean, this was like universally agreed upon. This was going to destroy his career.
What a legendary
And he
tape.
didn't give a fuck, and nobody was capable of making his side turn on him. And at that point, it's like, well, if you said that on camera, then I mean, like, I actually think it's kind of amazing that he managed to make it out of the presidency without. I don't think he ever like said fuck on camera, or like they say they have tapes of him saying the N-word. Would that change your opinion of Donald Trump if you had a tape of him saying that basically that someone who looks like you is an N-word?
Like I
or
love
someone like King Croc.
Nah, I love Trump for a different reason, right? I love Trump because Trump kind of exposed everybody. It made people like, for example, like your white friend who was kind of like the undercover racist kind of. Once Trump came into office, that nigga became blatant and told us like what side he was on, right? So
Interesting.
Right. So I love Trump for kind of exposing, and everybody now, like in terms of policies. Like, I'll be real, man. When like Obama was in office, I was like a 17, 16-year-old kid. So my life started with Trump, and I never experienced any hardships under Trump. So I've been good.
But I want to make this point: is that to me, it's very, very important that in building No Jumper, that we have a space for a fucking young Liberian Trump supporter to be able to come on here and rage against Roe versus Wade and talk about how Clarence Thomas is the greatest man to have ever lived. Whatever. I think that's important because realistically, you would not be able to work at Complex and have that opinion.
Yo, listen, right?
Yeah.
The fucking Reddit pulled up my Trump Facebook post and posted trying to get me canceled. I said, what the fuck?
Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, you're a good guy for that because you're standing up for the common man.
And I disagree. Like, I am very, very pro-choice, but I don't want to run the kind of platform where we're not able to have those conversations.
Yeah.
And I resent the woke liberal media for trying to paint black people as being a fucking voting block that agrees on everything.
Yeah. No, it's really important what you're doing out here, Adam. You remind me, Ben Shapiro out on the East Coast is doing something similar. Whenever somebody high profile, like Gina Carano, for instance, the ex-MMA fighter girl turned actress, she got canceled from The Mandalorian because she said the way Republicans are treated in Hollywood is similar to how Jews were treated in Nazi Germany. They're persecuted. That's a bit of an overstatement. She got fired, whatever. She probably shouldn't have gotten fired from that. That was going to be realistically the last time she'd ever work in Hollywood again. But Ben Shapiro over at the Daily Wire gave her own show. Adam, you being out here on the West Coast it's really comforting to me, and you have tremendous integrity. I remember you told me you were hesitant to get on Patreon because Patreon deplatformed Sargon of Akkad in 2018.
Who I don't agree with on much, but I just thought that the fact that they were going to remove somebody from their platform for something that he said on another platform that had nothing to do with their service, that was scary to me. And I do think that Patreon probably heard those warning signs because they had a bunch of people drop off of their platform at that time, like Jordan Peterson and Sam Harris. All of a sudden, I have to cancel my 3-year-long Sam Harris Patreon membership and sign up through his fucking website so that I don't, because he got off of there, which I really respected. I ended up doing the Patreon thing. I mean, whatever. At the end of the day,
they've changed. I mean, they've reached out to me. I have a personal Patreon coach. They're super cool now. They seem to have learned from the mistake.
Yeah.
But that's really impressive that you, such a high-profile character, you create this platform for free speech.
I appreciate it, but I mean, the reality is that if you look at rap fans, I mean, they do not want to hear a bunch of woke bullshit crammed down their throat. That shit does not. You can't look, if you were to analyze every relevant hip hop commentator, you would not be able to find a social justice warrior amongst all of them.
Whoa, now Charlamagne the God is now a social justice warrior.
He's on the teeter-totter. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell where he's
Charlamagne the God?
PC. Yeah, he's definitely no. Right now he's PC.
But dude, didn't he fucking press Kamala Harris on who's actually running the country?
Yeah, but that was just
He got a few bars off there.
That didn't seem too social justice warrior-y to me.
You and King Croc, though, who's the most PC black guy out there?
The most PC black guy?
Yeah.
Who's more PC?
Damn.
I mean,
you're on a bigger platform at this point. So.
Wait, between us two or who's the most PC black guy?
100%.
In general. I mean, there are fucking
Damn.
there are philosophy professors at Berkeley who are black, probably. I'm sure those are
Don Lemon, right? Because Don Lemon, right? Because look, Don Lemon went from being hated by black folks for being on the cutter, to he just took this whole little change and just went directly into full deep dive into liberal bullshit, man. But listen, bro, but I grew up though under Milo Yiannopoulos, right?
That was your first dude before Umar?
Bro, I fucking binge watched Milo in high school. Oh my God. In high school, I fucking loved Milo.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about his conversion to heterosexuality now?
Was he ever gay in the first place? Actually, those dudes that he came into the office with, that he was clearly doing coke with the first time I interviewed him, he was definitely putting his dick in some of those guys. So I think he was definitely gay at that time, even if he's chosen to not be
married
gay
a black guy though. So see, with Milo, right? It was weird
because it was even suspected that he didn't really get molested and that he might have just been saying that because he wanted to kind of use it to sort of
crotch,
to sort of justify some of his takes.
And that's my thing with Milo, because his whole existence, this comes off as trolly. For example, he's a gay conservative who's married to a black guy who folks call racist.
Yeah.
So when I heard that, I was kind of like, damn, like, how do you defeat this guy? And then they found a way to defeat him, the pedophile shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Adam. He was probably using the I got molested thing, so he wasn't offending he wasn't offending conservatives who don't believe in being born gay.
Well, but remember that his timeline was kind of like he's out there, he's being controversial, but he's still kind of accepted. He's on Joe Rogan, he's on my shit, even though it was the very early days of my shit. But then they start saying, oh, look at this clip from this podcast. And it wasn't my podcast. It was, I think, The Amazing Atheist had a podcast that he was on at this time, where he was basically making the point of his statement. Basically, I'm going to try to get it as close as possible to what he actually said, was that in the gay community, it is so common for an older guy to sort of like usher young gay boys into sexuality.
Leo.
Just because there's a pretty big drought in most places of available gay men, you know, it's like they're pulling from a pretty small pool. He kind of said that he didn't find that to be so disgusting, that that's just kind of the way that the world works, and that basically like he thought it was normal, that kind of thing.
And that did it for him.
What do you mean?
But then
What
he
he means
made
by
the
young
argument
boys?
that he had been molested, so that then people wouldn't be able to see him as somebody who was just pushing for this to be normalized, but actually he was kind of a victim of this as well. And that was kind of, but I mean, he got canceled so unanimously, removed from all social platforms and everything.
Patreon booted him too.
Yeah.
And what he
he's
meant
that
by
guy,
young
though.
boys was underage young boys, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, if you have gay friends, though, you know that they're getting dirty like way early, like with older men, you know?
Do you think that
Leo
all
knows
of them are,
firsthand.
but
I'm not, I mean, all the ones I know in LA, yeah, dude. Like
that
any,
destroys the careers of like most gay people at this point, I think, because they all just will make TikToks about each other. You know, like an 18-year-old fucks a 17-year-old, boom.
Leo, how
you got
many,
TikToks about him, your whole career's over.
how many boys have you brought over the Rainbow
shut
Bridge?
your mouth, dude.
Wait, are you?
Yeah, for sure.
no.
For
Okay,
sure.
this is something I've always
wrong
wanted to ask
pussy,
Leo.
dude.
Though. Okay, first question, short answer question. Is it you're such a good-looking guy that it's kind of weird for us mere mortals to even be around you, because we
very
know
kind of you.
that our mothers, our sisters, our girlfriends would gladly leave us for you. You're that beautiful. It's
Hey, yo,
awkward. It's a
pause.
weird
Yeah,
position
it's
to
very
be
sick. And
in.
my girlfriend's in the
yo.
room, dude. Let's put that
And
on.
she's thinking about Leo's dick right now.
No.
Does your
Well, now that you brought
is
it up,
your
she is, yeah.
dick as girthy and powerful as your facial symmetry might suggest?
It's what I usually say is it's proportional. I don't have a. It's not your penis, but it's a nice penis. It works with my body.
It's proportional to the body of an Auschwitz victim.
Yo,
Do you think
this
the
guy,
dick's got smaller?
He's seen my penis. He's seen my penis. He's seen my penis limp. He knows
Yeah,
what's up.
That's a good
never
question, though.
consensually.
How
Never
much does
consensual.
like sleep and diet and rest, which presumably people in the concentration camps wouldn't have had much of, how much does that affect your dick?
hey, yo, listen up, man. Yo, Josh finna come in storming.
Josh is gonna be pissed. But, no, but okay. This is my question. How did this transition take place? You're on The Bachelorette. You're doing your mainstream thing. They're embracing you. Whatever. You got like kind of like mini canceled, right? Because it wasn't like you had like a serial rape accusation or anything like that.
Those didn't come out yet.
I said I wrote "You need my big dick" on some girl's Instagram on a comment like in college.
That did it.
That did it, dude. That was Leo DiTavio accused of sexual harassment.
And that led-
New York Post, USA
That
Today.
led you into the arms of this edgelord.
Yes, he came.
Wow.
He came to my fucking comedy show and he had like a not a binder, but he had like a bunch of stories about guys that got canceled and came back from it. And I was down in the dumps, dude. And I was like, dude, let's do it, dude. Let's do some YouTube videos. Let's do a podcast. Let's fucking do it.
I gave you a fucking pep talk for the ages.
It was the best pep talk
But you
of
didn't
my
even
life.
know him?
No, so I
We
met him
met,
once.
yeah.
This is what happened. I went to see him do comedy, pretty close to here, actually, in the Valley.
Yeah.
And you probably had one of your best sets, I imagine, like ever. He killed.
It was a great set,
He
yeah.
killed. And that made me really respect him as a comedian. So I gave him the pep talk. Been like, listen, dude, you know how many guys have been accused of rape? You know how many big dumb guineas? You know how
Everybody here at this table, right?
You know how many filthy, uncircumcised Italians have had unflattering things said about them in the press and gone on to achieve great things? And then I invited him to my YouTube channel.
Come
And
over to the dark side. That's what
Now I'm in the dark side, man.
Was that the pitch?
Yeah, man. That was the pitch, man. And they were embracing me at the beginning, but then they quickly threw me to the into the trash can.
The Bachelorette fans?
Yeah.
Because you're only useful to them for content. And the only content that they can get out of you is building you up. And then as soon as you're, not on the show anymore, it's like, well, what use do you have? Well, we could cancel you.
There we go. That's a lot of
We could build
views.
you up again. That's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. We'll take a lot of work to build a new TV show for you or whatever. But if we could put out a couple of headlines, destroy your entire life.
Yep.
Oh, no problem. Sure.
They were down, man. They were down to destroy my life. And, ever since then, though, it was a blessing in disguise, That's what I always tell people that, when your darkest day might be one of your brightest days if you look, back a couple of years, one day in the future. But, yeah, it was great, man. I think we're making some great content on YouTube. And I love our podcast, and it's been a lot of fun, too. I mean, it doesn't feel like work ever. He's like a brother now. I don't have a brother, but this man,
a brother you flash your penis to periodically?
every now and then. You know what I mean? Every now and then.
But okay, so this is my question though: or it's just a hypothetical for us to imagine is if Leo hadn't been canceled, I mean, maybe he would have spent the past however many years just lying to the world and acting like his sense of humor was one thing when behind closed doors it was another. And you got to imagine that there's countless celebrities and people who are on shows, etc., who are terrified to have any sort of controversial opinion. I know even for myself, a lot of times, even something as obvious as the fact that a biological male should not be able to enter into a woman's sporting event and whoop all the women's asses, even something as obvious as that no intelligent person should be able to disagree with. I don't really want to tweet about it, even when it's happening, because I don't want to come back and look at my Twitter 2 hours later and be like, oh my God, I got fucking everybody on earth quote tweeting me, calling me a piece of shit and a hate monger. I mean, there's such an incentive to avoid going off the deep end or even having a basic common sense opinion about things. I know a lot of trans people. I know that if that were to come out, if I were to tweet something like that, a big percentage of them would feel societal pressure to be like, fuck him, he's a piece of shit, even though what he's saying is just basic common sense.
Yeah.
King Cross.
Ask a question to you, Adam. So, do you think in your industry, at your experience and how long you've been doing it, is it possible for you to be blackballed? Is that still on the table? Or have you got your machine running so fucking well?
I'll put it like this, is that you see it attempted all the time in hip-hop. Just the other day, Academics, is a very big person in this world, probably like the biggest media commentator in hip-hop, whatever. You saw like a very intentional smear job attempted on him where they took an old-ass clip of, I believe, him talking about Tyga and Kylie Jenner at a long ass time ago when he was in his early 20s, and he I think was speaking from the mentality of Tyga, who dated Kylie Jenner when she was 17, and he was saying something along the lines of, I don't give a fuck if she's 21 or she's 17, basically like expressing the mentality of the person that he was talking about. This gets cut up, it's taken out of context. The fact that he himself at this time was like 21, I might be getting some of these details wrong, but the fact that he himself was basically like not that far apart from the age that he's discussing, it's put out there. You have really like every platform in hip-hop, all these different Instagram pages, etc., hopping on, trying to get in on the fun. You got tons of rappers dropping comments down below, trying to get in on the canceling. I mean, what did he do? He talked about it on Twitch for 10 minutes. Yeah. And just kept going, and the whole fucking media machine just moves along. And it's like,
because once the facts came out, though, like you realize, oh wait, hold up. So he was a sophomore, and he was talking about freshmen in college. That and that would mean when he was a senior in high school, those girls were juniors. Also, the age of consent in Jersey is 17.
But at that time, when you saw Academics having this attempted cancellation, there was one thing that I was thinking could happen if this got bad enough, which is you are signed to Spotify. You do a podcast through Spotify. If Spotify wanted to, they could do basically like what happened to T.I. when he had his accusations or whatever. They could kind of say, you're not fired, but we're going to take a break. You're not going to put any episodes out for a few weeks, a few months, etc. We're going to see how this all settles. Realistically, I don't even have that. Like, I don't have a Spotify that could say, hey, fuck you. You know, yes, I could have my entire YouTube channel demonetized, like what you saw happen with Nelk Boys and stuff. That seems pretty unlikely. And honestly, I think we could still pay the bills if we lost our YouTube checks. But I mean, yeah, I think it would be pretty hard to get canceled at this point. I've really like prided myself in building a business that doesn't rely on sponsors, which is kind of a weird thing now, because what is the number one thing that we could do in order to make more money so that we could pay hosts more, so we could attract bigger talent, so that we could go get somebody who's already kind of established and say, hey, do a podcast on our channel. The number one thing that we could do if you're like Barstool or whatever is you just get lots more sponsors. You do lots more ads on your podcast. The more that we do of that, the more vulnerable we are to having a hate mob be able to say, hey, better help pull your ads with this guy because he said this one common sense thing about trans people. So, I mean, it does get tricky, but I mean, from my perspective, we have pretty much built a brand that would be very hard to damage by any kind of cancellation, you know?
The only thing that could happen is YouTube could kick you off the platform. But the thing is, you're too big. And they have a large enough body of work that I think they can determine you're not a hate channel. You're not spreading dangerous propaganda. So the YouTube strike system, it's sort of set in stone, but it's sort of not. Like Leo's channel got deleted recently. Leo's personal channel, because he's just a small channel and he wasn't big enough to raise much of a stink about it.
But what did you have deleted?
They just they said that I had nudity on my channel, and I didn't have any nudity, so it was odd.
Right. No pictures of your big dick?
No, I never put any pictures of my cock on my YouTube channel.
Seems fair.
Yeah. There's no reason to, and the fans wouldn't even like it really. But you know,
we did appeal.
We appealed it
chatted
many times. Hit the chat, and they just give me the same run around.
And you still can't get it back.
Can't get it back, dude. It disappeared, and it happened to our friend Overboard Humor as well. Overboard Humor, this guy, 1.3 million subs, just got deleted for the same thing. I think he said his girlfriend had a thong on a live, and they just one day to the next, no strikes, no warnings. It's gone.
It's insane because back in the day, me and my girl went to the Porn Awards and we made vlogs, and we intentionally did not monetize them when we put them out because we figured that would make it less likely that they would get taken down. And just the other day, one of these vlogs that's like 4 years old at this point, and you know, she went very out of her way to not show titties, to like blur or whatever, just disappears from her channel. Luckily, she didn't get a strike for it, but it's still like, I told her, I'm like, just go through your YouTube and take every fucking video that you feel like is kind of on the edge and just private it at this point. Because I'm somebody, when I got into YouTube, I was doing the BMX shit, posting BMX videos, making vlogs, whatever. Very quickly, I figured out, oh, the best way that I'm going to be able to get attention on here is by doing stuff on YouTube that other people are unwilling to do, which brought about such classics as I had a threesome with two best friends, or I went into the woods and did acid, and all these crazy vlogs that still to this day people tell me all the time, like, I found out about you because of the video where you did acid.
One was the first one I saw from you.
Right, and I loved it, pushing. And even back then, I had a fucking vlog taken down because I showed my girl rubbing my fucking fully erect boner through my gym shorts. In retrospect, you could see the outline of my veiny cock, so it was probably not a great idea. But
is the cock veiny, Adam?
It was veiny as hell. Huge veins, almost like entirely made of veins, like spaghetti. But and even then I was having stuff removed. So now I think about that sometimes, and I'm like, the incentives are so high for you to keep your content relatively clean on YouTube. For instance, I was talking to a guy in the DMs on Twitter a little bit, or he's hitting me up. He runs a shit porn site, basically girls eating shit, getting shit on, all that shit stuff. I don't think
Hearthcock.
You're not allowed to put it on OnlyFans. You're not allowed. I don't even know that you're allowed to film it in America, but it exists. This guy has a Twitter account full of videos of women consuming human fecal matter.
Jesus.
And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I kind of want to interview this guy, but if I interview him, I kind of want to be able to talk about it without really saying it.
Yeah.
You know? Like, instead of saying, so she got down on her knees and she was eating a log of my shit, he could say, so she got down on her knees, she was consuming the matter, something like that. That the algorithm's never going to pick up on.
You need a code word.
You don't need to say shit.
That, though?
I think you could get it monetized as long as you weren't saying in the first 10 minutes, so she started eating a log of my poop.
Porn, though.
Yeah.
How did he monetize his porn if it can't go
He definitely
on?
has a website where you can just order it.
Oh, gotcha.
Or buy it,
It's fucking 25% of his buyership is Leo the Tavia.
So I want to
love
ask
the
this
shit
question.
porn.
What have the ups and downs in you guys' friendship been like? Because I feel like at a certain point, I'm like talking to Danny and I'm hearing like, ooh, like, I don't think Leo's getting along with him. He's not on the channel. They didn't do a podcast this week. What's going on? Has there been some ups and downs over the past couple of years?
We're pretty steady, man.
We're very steady. Yeah.
So this might have been imagined on my part.
I mean, if there's any like him not being on the podcast or whatever, it's usually just a matter of scheduling and things like that.
We keep our friendship like I don't know, man. We both have made like a commitment to being very positive to each other at all times. We don't bring any negative energy to anything that we do, because that's, if you're doing the videos that we do, that's the key, is to stick to the positive, because we run into fucking people trying to stop us from having our fun all the time.
Right.
So that's kind of how our friendship is, and yeah, we've never really had too much of a skid at all.
I would say this too about Leo, is that him and I have been through so much fucking shit. I mean, the content we make, it's like, I mean, in some cases, it feels like not actually going to war. But I mean, he was there when I jumped out of a plane at the most deadly skydiving place in America.
Yeah.
Him and I were mushing huskies in Alaska in -6 degrees. And we've been doing this for 4 years.
And even that WNBA video, I mean, you're going to a sporting event knowing it's very high security and knowing that at some point, in order to pull this video off, you are going to have to run onto the court.
Yeah.
And like, you know, that's not a feeling that most people have in an average day. Is like, oh, I'm tempting fate here.
And that's like what you were just saying. That's how you blew up on YouTube, is you did the stuff other people were unwilling to do. Leo and I do that almost every week, and I'm just so grateful for him. And I realize like the how much time we spent together in hotels. We were just down at the Texan border, and I got tackled by a border security guard after Leo had spent. So we went down and we covered the border crisis going on in Texas right now with Title 42.
There are many Danny Mullen vlogs that I still need to catch up on, which I feel kind of guilty
Alex
about.
Jones
I wish I knew every
That's a good
detail
one.
of all this. Yeah.
That's a good one. The Eagle Pass, Texas one is
Yeah.
cool, man. The migrant situation going on out there is wild. with the
Because you
borders,
are
like-
one YouTuber, I will say, a lot of times I will interview a YouTuber and immediately just lose interest in watching their videos and just kind of stop. Danny Mullen has passed that sniff test. I still
Fuck
think
yeah.
the videos are amazing, even though I've been around you an annoying amount.
Thanks, man.
No,
Appreciate
And
that,
look,
dude.
and I'm on the shoots a lot, and I do some crazy shit, but I don't do the shit that Danny does. I mean, this guy's fucking. He goes out there, he goes to bat for his channel, and he does some crazy shit out there, and it's mad respect, man. You know. But I'm just happy to be a part of it. You know.
But yeah, dude. I mean, like things that him and I have done in the past, like super minor. Maybe you get irritated here and there, but again, just my gratitude and love for Leo is so strong because of all we've been through that I anything that he does, I just have to be like, it doesn't matter because he's done all these other great things with me. So I can't be mad at him for anything.
Thanks, man. I feel the same way.
You can
And
fuck my sister, dude.
Has
I would
Danny,
love to.
Has Danny got you more pussy or lost you more
Oh,
pussy?
are you fucking kidding me?
Because I notice him saying embarrassing things to women in public, and sometimes it kind of fucks
He
your whole
does
thing.
that shit without the cameras rolling. if a Bachelorette fan approaches me, Danny's going to fucking cock block me. It's funny. It's hilarious. And usually, I mean, look, he's gotten. I would say overall, it's been an addy. It's a plus.
Is
on
it
the
fucked
pussy.
up for you to bang a Bachelorette fan who's like so hardcore that she's in the Reddit? She's on the Bachelorette Facebook group. Like, is that kind of fun? Like,
That's
like
kinda fucked,
Is
dude.
that like James Charles fucking his fans?
Dude, if a
man.
Bachelor,
man.
probably, dude. He's trying to fuck a couple of my straight friends, that's for sure. James Charles.
James Charles?
You should fuck James Charles.
No.
Why
Pass
not?
the mic
Dude,
back
fuck
to
it.
you.
But no, I would say, dude, if a girl's in the batch Reddit, she ain't fucking with me. Dude. She probably hates my guts. In fact, she probably told me she wanted me to die, dude, which a lot of them did. The worst comments don't come from the YouTube world. We have some sick, crazy fans, but the worst shit that I ever got on any like comment or anything is definitely Bachelorette fans, dude. Some crazy moms.
That's why when I was watching the WNBA one, I was dying because you run into a crew of young, decent-looking girls. They're hyped on the Bachelorette shit. She goes, "Oh my God, you dated so-and-so and she
Yep.
left you for so-and-so." I'm like, oh my, I never watched this, so I don't know who the fuck they're talking about. But I'm like,
Yep.
that's amazing because almost every reality show I've ever watched in my life, the information about like who was dating who kind of vanishes upon the season finale. I'm not thinking about that shit, you know.
I went big. I did. It was a lot of people say it was my first Danny Mullen video, which is my exit on Bachelor in Paradise, because I threw a drink on a guy and I called him a grocery store bitch, and a lot of people say that was my first Danny Mullen video. But it was one of their highest rated episodes of all time, is what one of the producers told me. So because of that, my following on Instagram dropped from 175K to 90K.
What?
Whoa. Yeah,
85K gone? Like a 50% drop?
Like 2 days, dude. Just gone. Bam. But it ended up giving me enough infamy to still get recognized when I hang out with this guy. So it ended up working out.
The interaction you brought up, I brought crashing down the one Adam's talking about from the WNBA video, because I told all of those women that Leo has herpes.
She was disgusted. She's like, get the hell out of here. She didn't want to be around. It was almost like they were concerned about their future careers or something like that. It was weird. But okay, this is something I've been thinking about. All right, if you're a person who wants to become a really elite content creator, like when I look at my shit, I could do 8 hours of fucking no jumper content a day, right?
Of course.
At a certain point, it kind of becomes like, all right, well, are you putting out just way too much content? Because clearly your audience is not going to be able to watch all of this, right? So a lot of people, if you look at a Charlemagne, if you look at a lot of people in media, they go multimedia. They say, I'm going to do my podcast. Maybe I have a couple podcasts. I'm going to do TV development shit where I try to, be on TV shows and develop that shit. I'm going to have a radio gig where I go and film a couple hour radio every morning, so you can hit a lot of different markets. At a certain point, though, do you feel, when I think about that, I'm like, I don't think that's really it for me. I think I'm too controversial that I'm not going to be able to be on the radio or on TV. Do you feel like you've crossed that line through all this horrible stuff you've done?
I thought so, but then I got a couple gigs in Hollywood. I got a couple gigs on a couple Hulu shows.
He showed his ass in the Pam and Tommy series.
I was in Pam and Tommy, and now I'm going to be in this like Chip and Dale's thing as Mr. June, which is surprising to me. But then I think about the guys in Hollywood. You know what I mean? There's crazy dudes in Hollywood. I mean, Mike Tyson's definitely one of them. I mean, he went to jail for 3 years for raping a chick, and he's out there fucking. He's on Broadway. He's in movies. He's doing everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he's kind of done like the Howard Stern route, where he's not like he's gone full woke, but I don't think anyone expects that of Mike Tyson. But he stopped acting like a tough guy.
True.
He started to be a little bit more sensitive and open about his feelings and stuff. But also, I think at a certain point, your accomplishments might sort of cancel out your accusations, and if you're Mike Tyson, you're the greatest boxer, I guess, of all time,
a great heavyweight.
They're going to kind of cut him some leeway. But then also, I mean, you are kind of benefiting from the fact that yes, Danny has been canceled, you guys have been canceled, whatever, but it's not like it's been this unbelievable. It's not like you had that Logan Paul moment where your name is just so, and obviously Logan's done a great job of like getting his career back on track, but you haven't had that nuclear moment where everybody just stops to pay attention and cancel you, even though admittedly that happens a lot less these days. It's hard to offend people that much.
Exactly, yeah.
Louis C.K. had it. Louis C.K. got it. Just basically the proximity in which you got canceled to Harvey Weinstein dictated how bad it was, and Louis was the second guy through the gate. By the time you got canceled, they were pretty far down the line. They were down to "You Need My Big Dick" on Instagram. And speaking of "You Need My Big Dick," one of the mainstream gigs that he missed out on, which is his fucking dream job, was to flash Sophia for
it was. I was going to go full frontal nude on a Netflix show if Sofia Vergara was going to be in the scene. Wow. It was going to be amazing. Yeah, I was excited. I didn't get it though.
She's some kind of hot actress, I'm assuming.
Sofia Vergara. She's she's big time.
Modern Family, right?
Modern Family, right? Modern Family.
She's someone you would like to flash.
She's a hot Colombian woman. Yeah.
Speaking of shit porn, like that's not Leo's kink. Leo's kink is he watches porn where dudes are just getting naked in front of a bunch of chicks.
It's CFNM, dude.
That's his favorite. Yeah, here's the woman
that's
that
Sophia,
almost saw Leo's
you almost
dick.
got shot family.
Yeah, I almost got to show her my cock, my real cock. It was full frontal.
She's shoving a dick in her mouth right there.
I mean, it looks like it. Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good
she's
for her.
49 now, but when she was young, yeah, I know you'd smash, my man.
Right.
But yeah, man, I missed out on that gig. I think oftentimes if they Google me, I mean, well, the first thing that comes up is Danny and me with the fat girls, and the second thing is You Need My Big Dick, USA Today. So it's like if they don't, I don't know. If I get hired, they're not Googling me.
I feel you. I have a question for King Croc.
What's up, homie?
What are you doing with your life at this moment in time besides attending anime concerts and wearing horns and whatnot?
He's a part of Danny Mullen's crew.
Could you pass me those joints, Flakko?
I got you.
Thank you very much,
Damn,
Donnie.
you got it like that? Oh my god! I've never seen that many blunts in one bag.
man.
This is the difference between their operation and our operation.
Oh my!
I mean, he's just
God.
chilling, holding the business down. I asked him to roll me up some stuff. He's
We
a
have-
nice guy.
We have two anemic borderline neo-Nazis splitting a bowl of shake that they scraped together at their dad's place.
Literally.
And these fuckers, just a
Table
Ziploc
share.
bag full of immaculately rolled
King
joints.
Croc, what do you do in a given week?
Okay, so right now I'm kind of I'm in between paths, you could say. I'm trying to decide what should I go 100% on. I like this podcasting thing. I've got a couple shows in the pipeline people want to do with me that I think there's potential there. I like making money. I wanted to go do car sales for a while because I'm really big on persuasion. Because I was real big
Block
into
the exits.
Hey, can we tell Adam what happened at your last sales job?
Go ahead.
You block the exits? Riley, you have a lighter.
Adam, he blocked the exit, and everybody, that's a reference to last podcast where King Croc told us that his strategy, if he's trying to pick up a woman in a Jamba Juice in a Starbucks, is you got to get between her and the exit, so she's forced to give you her undivided attention.
Kidnapper.
King Croc, tell Adam about your manager who you metaphorically blocked the exits with.
You probably tell it better than me, but basically I tried to smash and it didn't go well.
Your manager.
Yeah.
And it was like the first week.
She was pretty bad, bro. She was Jamaican.
You
She
thought
was
you
a
were
little
getting
ting.
signs that she wanted to have sex with you, and then it turned out you were wrong?
Yeah. Pretty much. But dude, isn't it kind of weird if your boss is all like, don't take your car, I'll take you to work, I'll tell, like, fucking always
So,
pestering
She
you
was
to
being
help
nice to you, and you took it as her asking you to fuck her.
I thought she wanted to smash.
So a nice boss who was gonna drive you to work is your sign of she wants to fuck me. Well, honestly,
If I was like, Flacco,
Is that-
I'm going to pick you up tomorrow to come to work, wouldn't you be like,
yeah.
what? Why?
Also, too, I'll say thank you, but yeah,
But also, would you take it as me trying to fuck you? I mean, we
No.
are both heterosexual men, so I
yeah.
guess that's the
But
big
I kind of
difference.
get it though, right? That's not too far off. Like, if she's being overly nice as a new boss and it's my first week here, I might think she's trying to fuck me, but I wouldn't go like too far over the edge, to try to like actually fuck her.
Yeah, and
it takes time.
I was running my mouth too. I was real like I'd be talking like how I talk with the boys at the office.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
there's like there's like woke people there and shit, and they don't like that kind of energy, that kind of talking. So I had a big target on my back. A lot of people didn't like me, and I ended up getting canned for
But
it.
that's one, I respect men who are willing to try to have sex with someone who there are many signs that would suggest that that person is not an eligible sex. Like your friend in high school or like in college, whatever. I feel like I would always have a friend who was like fucking like our other friends, like older sister, or like somebody's mom, or a teacher. I'm thinking like, I'm over here setting my standards very reasonable. I'm trying to
course.
fuck women approximately my age
Yeah.
who I have a lot in common with, if
Yeah.
anything. And some guys are just such dick swordsmen
Yeah.
that they're slanging dick to women that I would not even think were on the realm of possible sex partners.
Yeah.
And I really respect that, even though, and like trying to fuck your 45-year-old Jamaican boss, I think that kind of falls in that category. Or even being
man.
gay and trying to fuck other men. I look at other men and just think that, maybe you could help me move one day. But I'm not thinking like I could use you to fuck.
I'm thinking that.
Yo, so the Reddit, had a conspiracy, man. They said that King Croc is not from California because he has a southern accent.
Why do people keep saying I have a southern accent? I don't understand it.
He
What
can't
is
talk right with his grill in.
You don't talk like you're from Inglewood.
Yeah.
It might be the grill, but also Adam, dude. I'm fucking high IQ. I'm not a plebeian. I can't be an average.
Negro.
I'm not going to use that
Might.
word.
Just don't throw the might on it, Flakko.
Negro might.
Yeah.
Negro.
I'm just different, man. I don't know what
But
to
that's
say.
talk about how oppressive it is.
Yeah. Oh, we can get
Because
into this.
I think that's one of the things that people don't do it as much anymore. But people will forever tell a black guy, like, "Oh, you're white. Like you're so white," and you can see through it. Like you're saying that they're smart. You're saying that they're well spoken.
How offensive
This is
is that?
deeply offensive, right?
Not only is it offensive to the person, Adam, but it's also offensive to black people. When are
Exactly.
you going to wake up? They're fucking telling
You just pointed it there, producer.
I'm just saying, like, bro, if people are telling you achieving greatly, speaking proficiently is white, that means they look down on you, bro.
Even with
that's that shit
Flakko.
Malcolm X was talking about.
People are kind of constantly trying to push Flakko to take dummy roles in conversations. Like he's not like Flacco's controversial opinions on this podcast include it is wrong to shoot a 16-year-old boy.
Yeah.
It is wrong to shoot up somebody's house. And then people act like he's like a snitch or as if he's taking a controversial position for saying stuff like that sometimes.
And that's
And
normal.
I'll be sitting at home watching it like, this is what you guys are giving him a hard time
Yeah.
about. These are very basic
Come on, man.
positions to take a lot of times. Now, you saying, "Oh, Young Thug deserves to rot in jail," and we don't need
That's
to dig
different
into
story,
that. That might be a little over the
I
line.
mean,
but
King Croc, be real. If Young Thug actually was responsible for the crimes that that they're convincing him of, right? Or like trying to put on him, do you think that he should be out of jail anytime soon?
I mean, I don't support this government. I believe it's illegitimate in the first place, so I don't really care.
Wait,
That's
which government?
The United States of America.
What? Explain that a
what
little
should it
bit.
be replaced with?
It's really deep. I mean, it should be replaced with the actual Constitution. I don't know, maybe like the forefathers intended.
They are
Perhaps.
trying to uphold it, though. That is kind of what government is trying to do, right?
The point is, the shit has gone so far left. I really don't care, and that's a big topic that needs to be discussed in America and in modern times on platforms like yours, Adam. Is listen, we're not all the same. We all live in America, but we're not on the same team. I gave up a long time ago on trying to change minds. Niggas is dumb. Niggas is dumb. They were meant for what they understand. They were meant for that.
But niggas,
I'm
who
not
do you
trying
mean?
to change. I'm not niggas in general, not just black people. I'm just saying, people. I'm not trying to change minds. The point is, I forgot the point.
I was thinking, I'm like, I kind of forgot what the point was going to be. What is the point?
Are you
And then
from,
he's like, I forgot the point. I'm like, phew, me too.
Are you dressed like a character from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
No, One Piece.
Do you identify as a blurred?
Sure.
Is that phrase even necessary? Is being a black nerd so different from being a regular nerd that it requires its own term? That says a lot about our culture as well.
Yo,
point,
man.
Good point, Adam. Good
Yo,
point.
like King Croc left the podcast as like Mr. Bitches and came back and they're come on, bro.
He's
Like,
drinking gin out of a plastic bottle.
no, I'm saying like last
That's
week
for
though.
the bitches. Oh, Jose Cuervo.
He loves it.
Cuervo.
Loves his tequila straight.
Perhaps it's class.
Magic juice, but
we brought you. I'm not sure how you feel about bringing on some side characters here, but we brought you a couple of people who might be interesting. My girlfriend's lovely half-black cousin is here, and she is single.
Look at those
She
guys
she
over
really has eyes for House Phone.
Yes.
House Phone actually stood her up. It was going to be me, House Phone, and Sophia. That's my girlfriend's cousin, and my girlfriend.
That's how House Phone shows you that he cares about you. He doesn't
stands
show
you
up.
up.
doesn't show up.
So she's the juices are
He
flowing.
might really like you. No, he's going through some shit. He
Yeah.
probably has a good excuse.
No problem. But the juices are flowing. The makeup has been applied. The wax job is complete. And I was thinking maybe Flakko, King Croc, say
Let's
their
get
piece.
her on here. Let's evaluate her.
Yeah,
Let's
Sophia.
objectify her, some might say.
Sophia, come over here, darling.
Sophia.
Is that
How are we
okay?
gonna do this? Yeah.
You
Objectify.
can take my seat, Sophia.
Sophia, do you want to come say hi for a second?
Take my seat.
Come take Leo's seat for a second.
Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna look at you.
We'll be
We're gonna
polite.
smell you.
Mia, come over here too.
Mia can.
Yo, Adam, can you believe this? I'm sorry. I know Danny probably wanted to say this, but they're related.
Yeah.
In a weird
half
way.
white. Yeah,
I love
right?
it.
Yeah.
She's related to who? To you?
No,
They're cousins.
No, she's half
They're
white,
related
so
to each
they're
other.
cousins.
She's related to you.
No, dude.
I wish. That'd be good for
His-
me.
Oh, related to your girlfriend.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
His white girlfriend is related to her.
I didn't know that.
This is good. This,
Isn't that odd?
This does something for my being impervious to cancellation.
Right.
You have eyes for house phone.
Maybe.
Yeah.
A little bit.
What is it about him? Is it the
Yes.
cool pants? He's got
Tell
a cool bunch of hats.
He has the swag.
Swag. So you like a fashion guy?
I just like the swag. That's honestly what I go for.
Do you think he's rich and that's why you like him? He's a podcaster. He's got a popular clothing
He has
line.
money?
Eye
I
I don't
rollers.
think the swag
It's
is
not-
the number one priority here.
You just like his
It's
swag.
really just the swag.
Wow,
Yeah.
I like that. So
Wait.
Like I used to watch y'all podcast and be like, okay,
And now
I
you
like
don't.
house phone.
because it got too red pilled.
No, I still do.
So house
She
phone.
listens to the Ben Shapiro show before she goes to sleep at
I
night.
don't know. I really do
She
listen
does.
to Ben Shapiro while I go to sleep.
Well, that is probably endearing you to 50% of our audience or so. Okay, this is how House Phone kind of characterized his time spent with you. He basically said, because when Danny came on here, he made it sound like House Phone just wasn't down to fuck you. Then House Phone gives me his version of it, and it's more like, I hung out with her. She was dope. I was trying to fuck. She wouldn't let me fuck the first night. And me, obviously, I'm Lil House Phone. I'm so important, so special that he couldn't make the time in his busy schedule to hang out with her again because, maybe he had been a little frustrated by the lack of ass that he got on date one. Is that accurate?
Why didn't house phone crack the cheeks?
It's because take me on a real date or something.
Where did House Phone
You know?
take you?
Nothing.
Where'd you go?
Nowhere.
You went to his house?
No, he came over to my apartment.
Yeah. What
So it's
time?
just like different times.
3 a.m.
All at night.
He came over a few times.
Yeah.
And didn't clap?
Like a couple times.
And you made out with him?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Really?
Were you guys drinking?
Wait, how far did it go?
Nowhere.
Did you touch
Wow.
his veiny cock?
No.
You guys both have
Oh
veiny
my
cocks.
God.
Yeah, his is like a straight ball of yarn.
Veiny.
Veiny. Super veiny.
How many more analogies do we have for veiny stuff? We've got yarn, we've got spaghetti,
It's like a
red
garden
vines.
hose encircling it. Yeah. No, okay, but so what was it? You really liked him, so you didn't want to give the pussy out?
Nah, yeah, he's cute. I find him cute. But it's I'm not just gonna fuck on the first date.
So, if house phone hits you back up and says, yo, let's go on an official date, and after one date, how many days would it take for house phone to clap cheeks?
So that then he can never talk to you again.
No. How many days would it take for house phone to clap cheeks?
See, now that I'm not with.
That's what you're worried about.
Nah, listen.
Yeah,
Bro. House phone a nice guy.
Let's get a little
Flakko.
cemented
No,
first.
House phone's a nice guy. He would never. Edmund's
we're
wrong.
not trying to be on that.
Yeah,
that
trust
type
me.
of time. Yeah.
House phone was talking about you. He said, yo, she's a nice girl. She's great. He just didn't have time. He's going through some shit. So if House phone wanted to take you out on a date right now, how many days will it take for House phone to clap cheeks?
Let's just
Flakko.
go
One
on
or two.
Flacco, this is my girlfriend's cousin. Quit telling her she's gonna get her cheeks clapped. All right?
Wait,
she might
get a
though.
love made too.
Precisely.
House phone's a clapper.
Precisely. What's the question for
we're
you,
not
though?
with that.
Wait, question for you, though. How long did it take for Mr. Danny here to clap cheeks?
Oh, you had to wait for her to turn legal.
How long?
So it took a little while.
How long?
Like a year and a half.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
We
Danny, you're rich.
on our hands.
Flacco.
Danny, you're rich. What the
Flacco,
fuck?
I'm sorry, me. This story has been out there for a while. It took
Danny,
me.
you're a high value man. You're rich as fuck. Why would you wait a year and a half?
A
to
year and a
clap
half
cheeks?
is still half as long as you've been waiting.
Well, I was broke though, right? I was broke as fuck for the first 2 years.
Okay, Flacco, first of
Yeah.
all, subtract a year and a half. That's going to give you the accurate figure of when I clapped cheeks. But also, Flacco, I love
First
Trying
night?
to act cool over here.
What?
I love Flacco. I love that you call me the greatest white man. You're talking about how rich I am. Flacco, when I came in here, though, I got to be careful about how much he pumps up my ego because he did pitch to me a bit where him and I go around and, for lack of a better way to explain this, harass interracial couples for being interracial. That was the idea he pitched
No,
me.
I said play them Dr. Umar Johnson quotes or audio, and then convince the black person.
But you know what is
that Umar
interesting
shit.
is the attitude that you have, which is that basically people should date within their own races.
Yeah. Well, no, I don't have
If
that.
I were to have that opinion,
Yeah.
the exact same opinion that you've
To be
expressed,
fair, I don't
if
have that
I were
opinion.
to say white people should date white people and black people should date black, it's hate speech.
To be
Hello,
fair,
Vel. Vel is wearing a do-rag. He's making no bones about where he stands. He is a black man wearing
This
a
is
do-rag.
the epitome of a nigga. Come here,
This is
Val.
an alpha male right
Keep
here.
it on, Val. Keep it on.
And perhaps
Come here, Val. Come on, man.
Val has a girlfriend, I'm told, but perhaps he could take a gander at you as well. and let you
Sophia,
know.
we have another eligible black
Yo,
man in the
hey, can
building.
Val take you out?
I need all the eligible bachelors. Yeah.
Well, ironically, he's the most eligible of all.
Yeah. Unless you see, do you want this big dick? Yeah. Nah, the bucket Val take you out though.
Hey,
Come on now.
okay.
He's 6'2". He got
He's
some
in
money.
a relationship, right?
Oh, okay.
Broke, baby.
Oh yeah, no.
Bro. Okay, that's a whole nother thing.
No. He got a
bro.
do-rag, though.
Val got money.
So,
One thing only for you.
In the mic.
What? Your dick?
Big black cock.
Thank you.
wow.
Interesting.
Didn't take
Not
much
interested?
guesswork.
No
Damn.
BBC over here.
No BBC?
Unless it's-
You're sitting next to King Croc
I
BBC.
said unless it's King Croc.
I see you and Flakko as being almost like a wrestling tag team,
What?
but for the purpose of clapping cheeks.
Yes.
Like if you guys
Nah, man.
That's your
Afraid-
wingman.
alone, you might not be able to elicit that much attention from the adult industry. But if you were to join together as a collective, like the Bushwhackers, and be coming out to the ring and just tearing shit up, licking each other's heads and shit, I feel like branding wise, the world could
Yes.
really gravitate towards a husky black sex tag team.
Yes.
Honestly, I've been looking for a wingman, but I haven't met nobody that's really serious. They want to get,
Yo, like,
you know, that's serious.
nah, man.
You're not mic'd up, baby. You're not mic'd up.
Nah.
baby.
You know, like
Yeah,
that,
listen.
baby.
Nah, I feel like at this point, though, like in our careers, like we really don't need no wingman, right? Like Adam is clouding me up to the point where I ignore DMs now, so I haven't gotten to a point where, right?
Yo,
bro,
Flacco's clouded up. That's facts.
you listen,
Love
Yo,
it.
tag team.
you listen, man, bro. Adam gave me
I
what?
saw that shit.
My own podcast, you know, some guest appearances on the news.
Down below
And
in
they
the
come
comments, we are accepting ideas for the name that might best suit this sexual tag team.
Hey, can I ask you something, Adam?
Yes.
So I know you guys got a lot of content coming out. You've got shows, you've got hosts, you've got potential show names getting thrown around. What about because King Croc here? That we know that this guy, he's been talking about what he wants to do with his life. I think he's a comedic mega talent, and I would love to see him pursue that. Is there maybe any openings for him at No Jumper Enterprises? Because
No
I wish
Jumper
we had more
Enterprises.
money to pay him.
I've been trying to wrap my head around
please.
what it might look like because, okay, let me explain the situation that we're in. Flakko, we've given him the Monday primetime 6 p.m. slot. He has a co-host named Gina Views who may or may not hate him, and he may or may
Gina,
not
I
hate
love
her.
Gina,
We're
I
not
love Gina.
we're not really sure what's going on with
I like
their
Gina.
relationship or what might happen for that. We saw a lot of calls in the chat that were really requesting, like, oh, King Croc and Flakko should podcast together. To me, I was a little like, I don't know if that would really work because the whole thing with Flakko is that Flakko is very enamored with hip hop news and gossip. That's one of the main things that he's bringing to No Jumper is that he knows exactly what's going on. He knows what people want to hear about. That's kind of his strong suit. King Croc, I see you as more of like a streaker at the Super Bowl or like a flasher in a parking lot in middle America or just someone who knows a lot about anime. I don't know that you would necessarily be able to fit into that role, but I do think in general that yes, I would love to develop some stuff.
Listen, I
with
love
King Croc.
running my yacht. So anything
Yeah.
that happens,
Nah,
you know,
yeah, nah.
Anything to get you out the trap.
Yo, listen, I feel like a Monday show. That sounds like it's hip hop, probably not. But I would love a show with me and King Croc. You know, just doing, you know,
that would be mad funny to be honest. but-
yo, me and King Croc.
Couple weeks till we're in the new spot, and that's when we're really going to start going hard, trying to develop more shit and like figure out exactly what we're going to do because we're going to have so much more of an ability to record a lot of stuff.
A Red Pill
Listen,
show.
this is a Red Pill show.
What?
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of hot takes. That'd be awesome.
Me,
but-
King Croc and Sharp. What the fuck,
Bro, I'm
What
not even
the
gonna
fuck?
lie. Listen, on the reality, I had a reawakening when it came to the red pill and the black
Oh,
pill
no.
and the culture about it because I'm one of the biggest scholars on pills in general.
Really? Wait, him too.
You too, Flacco.
This
On
guy,
the red pill, the black
this,
pill,
this,
etc.
this guy carries. Are you talking about your literal pill bag? He carries around a CVS grocery bag,
Really?
loaded with supplements,
I'm a
full to the brim with
biohacker.
pills.
I'm a biohacker.
I've researched these things.
You told me a number that if you were a wealthy man, you would spend a year on pills. What was it again? You remember?
No.
300,000. You told me a year.
On
You-
supplements.
On supplements.
On
What,
GNC.
what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Listen, Adam.
Yeah, he can do it.
Be honest with us.
I'm not taking any pills at this time.
Okay, but keep it a buck with us, bro.
I read about supplements. I wonder, should I get involved? I haven't jumped off.
What should you be taking?
This
38. I haven't thought about
This
it.
is your show, man.
Yes.
You can be honest with us.
This is fuck shit
You're
Friday for
rich.
some reason. Yeah.
You're rich and famous.
Sure.
What are some of the protocols you hear about when it comes to supplementation?
What kind of question was that?
See what I'm saying?
Yo, who's this guy?
What are you hearing through the grapevine?
Who is this guy?
I know what's going on. I
I'll listen
know
to
a
like
lot
a
of
Joe
people.
Rogan podcast and hear him sort of, oh, you got to be taking this. You should. I don't.
It's ketamine,
I don't take
bro.
anything.
It's ketamine, man.
You never seen
Ketamine?
any of your rich friends doing IV 8 a.m.?
No. I used to get IVs when I would get really, really drunk, and that shit is a godsend. That's rich drunk because you get that fucking IV in your arm the next morning and they pump you full of water and vitamins. Yo, the hangover that normally would take a whole day is like you basically feel better immediately. It's unbelievable.
Becoming superhuman.
But for them to come to your crib is like $300 or some shit, so it's kind of some baller shit.
You gotta have it like that, bro.
I've done that before. It's fucking tight.
So King Croc right now, it's
now I just don't drink.
Once we settle into the new studio, we meaning you, King Croc and his future with No Jumper will be decided.
Definitely.
I have something else to propose right now because we have Sophia here, my girlfriend's lovely half-black cousin who's looking for a man.
Who I can't see what the chat is saying, but she is quite pretty.
Yes.
Wait, why can't King Croc get a chance though?
King Croc.
Quite.
That's a good question.
Quite pretty means prettier than just saying pretty.
Yeah, prettier than regular.
I was alright.
He's like, you're alright.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Croc literally said I was alright.
It's a move. It's a demonstration of
Is
higher
that why,
value.
like-
He's DHV.
Well, she doesn't put out,
Yeah.
so you got to hold that against her.
Yeah.
Is that why you and Croc haven't like went out yet?
What?
Is that why you and Croc haven't went out yet? Like a little date or some shit?
What?
No, damn.
There's multiple.
No, that's cap. I met her for the first time today, so don't even get it.
You
Listen,
give the
if I
reasons,
had
though.
time to really spit my game, you don't know what will be going on.
Why
That's all
haven't
I'm
Croc
saying.
gotten a chance
listen,
to take you out, man? Please give us
Why,
the
yeah,
reasons
why not? Why not?
Because Croc a nice guy.
And be honest, Sophia. Be honest about it.
We would just have to switch up the swag a little bit.
The cape? Is it the
this-
pelt?
What would you like?
Is it the furry pelt?
Share that mic.
This furry pelt is really unacceptable. It's like not okay. And
Yo.
the horns,
He was at an anime expo.
Come on.
Yo.
You guys got hobbies.
you're gonna have to do a few workouts with me.
Yo, I'll keep it a buck. She came here and ignored the three stud black guys, me, Croc, and Val, and went straight to house phone. We are offended.
What do you mean?
We are offended.
How is House Phone not a stud black male?
No.
Yeah,
no.
house phone.
House phone's a stud. Wait, no, he's a stud. I'm saying.
House phone be fitted.
Listen, he's a stud. Listen, house phone
I
gets
love
bitches.
This is like the one girl that wants to fuck a dude for their clothes, which I feel
I
like
love
House
House Phone.
Phone's whole strategy is I'm gonna wear these cool ass outfits. Girls who know about streetwear, I'm
Yo,
gonna
he's
fuck
fly
with.
as
I
fuck,
feel
though.
like it doesn't
About
work out that
streetwear,
often
so it's
because
good.
girls don't know about VLUN. Leo, you get pussy. Girls don't really know about
Nah,
designer
they do.
clothes that much, right?
Nah, they do.
I think they do know a little bit about designer
Velo?
clothes.
Come
but-
on now.
Yeah.
Velo-
But I
come
don't know
on,
about
bro.
Velo. I mean, I think they do. I
Yeah,
think
they see the V, they own it, bro.
They look at the shoes. They look at the pants. They
You're
look
right.
at everything. They look at
that's
everything.
true,
They look at everything. That's
House
one thing.
Phone's mating call is like an obscure pair of dunks that he
And
got a few
high
years
rollers.
ago.
And
you know?
that's what I love. I'm a stylist. Like that's what I'm into.
So if we buy Croc some dunks, would you
no,
take
like
him out?
if it's the right Crocs. There is really a good pair of
Yeah.
Crocs that it's like when a guy wears, it's like okay.
Rose's name's Croc too. I'm not sure if you
Yeah,
put
I
that
feel
together.
like that got confused there at a certain point.
so-
I'm King Croc.
Do you rock
BBC,
Crocs?
by the way.
Have you ever rocked Crocs?
Nah, I thought it was lame, to be honest.
I don't like the way they feel. My kid wears them. She loves it. But
I
I've
like
never-
Crocs.
Bro, it was hella weird last year. All these little kids, 18-year-olds, 19-years, they're like, Crocs are so cool. It's like a new wave or something. I don't know.
And the Leo's
but my
sitting there wearing
point is,
Crocs right now.
listen,
Yeah.
my point is,
Whoa!
oh yeah,
You
Leo's
can get
always on.
pussy in
Not the
Crocs.
right Crocs.
Mr.
in point.
Bitches right here, man.
Bitches.
My
Mr.
point
Bitches.
is, House Phone, I fuck with House Phone heavy, bro.
Okay.
He's taking your girl. That's crazy, right? That's crazy, bro.
There's
Listen,
no competition.
and
dog.
he's in your way of getting pussy, bro.
Yeah.
You should hate him right now.
Flakko, he's in your way, bro. It's really your girl.
No,
Yeah, this
listen,
is-
man.
What
No,
happened to
hey,
you, dog?
I have my girl. You feel me? Now she's a nice person, which I would definitely love to collab with content with, right? Because listen, she's a stylist. I need a stylist, right? So
I got you.
Yeah, so definitely let's connect afterwards. But
Okay.
speak on White House.
Wow.
Okay. King Rock, being an anime fan though, don't you?
Yeah.
I feel like I've never seen you as attracted to a human as you were to Kazumi though. He was so
Really?
Yeah.
Kazumi, dude. He was googly eyed.
He's
and
an
crazy.
anime guy.
Did you hear about that, Adam?
What? Oh, did she jerk you off in the bathroom? Yes, I did.
While I filmed.
How was that? Was that amazing?
It was awesome, man. I was kissing on her ass and shit. It was really a Valentine.
Did she suck your dick or jerk you off?
No, she just jerked me off.
What kind of
she's a
pussy shit is
respectable.
She said you didn't
And
complete.
2 hands up.
Yeah, there was jerking off
dude.
is an
I
exaggeration.
need a lot. Bro, I'm experienced.
How
So
was
I've
her
been through-
stroke in terms of her hand job giving ability?
How dry was it?
For me personally, and I love you, Kazumi. You're a great person. Your personality is awesome.
You've known her for all of an hour and 15
30
minutes.
Yeah, something like that. But my point is, I'm the type of guy where it takes a little coaxing. You know what I mean? There's a process you got to go through. You can't skip the steps.
You need to be
so
romanced.
when it's a real ragtag, porno thing like Adam is used to. I'm not really that type of guy. But if you give me time, we got the editing tools behind us. We'll snip that shit up,
This guy's
and you're gonna
hilarious,
see.
man.
Listen, Adam. I want to be honest because I didn't want to disappoint you because I heard the kind words you said about me the other day, and it really hit me in the feels, bro. And I didn't want you to go on the internet and see my penis and think it's some average ass 6-inch, 7-inch.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Kruk. To what
I got a big dick, dude.
I don't see, in terms of us
No
working
cap.
together or having any kind of business relationship, I feel like the personality element will probably be more likely to come to fruition than the dick serving part of that.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys that I have hired to slang dick on camera, they're, ripped. They're in amazing shape. They have a huge 10-inch dick, girthy, veiny, like a ball of yarn. I'm going to use that one again. And they can come on command. They can fuck for an hour straight. I feel like your personality is good enough. Your dick, maybe we'll get to that. Maybe I could set up like a shower scene. You and Flakko oil each other up, whatever.
Hey, yo.
But yeah.
Hey, yo.
Hey, let me take a quick break. I want to tell you something. Danny, I'm going to treat you like a priest that I'm going to confess my sins to, okay? And I assume everybody in the chat will communicate this to the person that I have wronged. The other day, I'm going through the packages that arrived in the mail, right?
Okay.
I start going through. I see this fucking outfit. I thought, this outfit's perfect. I want to wear this on my girl's podcast. It kind of matches the background. It's from this brand, Sugar Hill, who I don't know anything about, but I understand that it's kind of cool. A lot of the rap kids be wearing it, whatever.
Yes, sir.
I set it aside. I put it next to my backpack and everything. And then Trev points the package at me and just goes, "Oh, well, it was addressed to AD." Woo! So I am wearing AD's clothes right now. And I just wanted to admit that because I feel kind of shitty about it. I'm going to wash it. I'll dry clean it. And I will hand deliver it to him in his penis house. But I just wanted to make that perfectly clear that today I'm wearing AD's clothes and I feel pretty horrible about it.
The white man can't stop taking from black men. Man.
Come
on,
Started with Elvis.
That's crazy.
And it's a 2X. I would normally rock an
Of course.
XL.
Yeah, man.
I feel kind of silly. I feel like
You pulled it off, though.
He's gonna rock this to the club, and he's gonna look great, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, didn't Adam wear that with King Croc BBC?"
Well, your sins are forgiven, my son.
I forgot. Yeah, the priest.
And to be honest, I think that's tailored better to your torso than it would be to AD's.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I
You
really
say
want.
80s fat?
I really want to address this, and yes, he is fat. I want to address this. We informed AD after we did the podcast because the Reddit brought this to our attention. Maybe AD should have kind of slowed his roll in the way that he was attacking Danny Mullen because Danny Mullen is a jiu-jitsu black belt who would fuck
Purple belt.
AD up. He would choke the life out of him. The ventricles in his neck would slowly close and he would exit this world, and only because of the tap on Danny Mullen's
I don't know,
python-like arms would AD's life be spared.
Veiny
80s a Crip
python-like
Power
arms.
Ranger, though, right?
Like a ball of yarn. What?
Isn't that
80s a
wild?
Crip
Isn't
Power
that
Ranger,
wild
right?
about jujitsu? Because I didn't really know about jujitsu before Danny, but like they emasculate you as a man.
It's
They
weird to
make
know that, yeah.
It's weird that he could just do that to me, or any of us here. To be honest, I mean, I think so.
It's really the perfect martial art for man-on-man rape.
It is.
If you wanted to rape a man, jiu-jitsu would really be
You gotta
the
get
only
into.
intelligent way to proceed.
Fuck yeah, I'd rape AD.
Ooh. Yo, listen, yo, AD has Crip superpowers, but be careful, bro.
He's joking, bro.
Wouldn't Los Angeles street culture would be infinitely more interesting if it wasn't dudes fighting, dudes shooting each other, if it was jujitsu. They were grappling. Like guys, Bloods and Crips meeting up at the park and fucking performing jujitsu holds on each other. Until they've determined who is the winner and who can have this block.
Loser has to do gay stuff.
It would be. Could you imagine watching Swamp Stories if that was the way that gang disputes were sorted out?
It'd be better.
It would be better. It would be
better.
far less death.
Like ninjas and shit?
You would always have that one asshole who didn't let go of the choke and just really wanted to just take your life.
No, so what
you
you
know?
gonna say?
I was gonna say Danny's gonna have a boner the whole time.
I'm
You
trying
ever
to
have
hear
that
Gonna have a boner the whole time?
In all my time
he
doing
would.
jujitsu, though, I never got a boner, although I did give a guy a staph infection one time.
Damn.
That's kind of hot.
I had a staph infection and I was training with him and I gave it to him and then he let me know that he was quite annoyed about it next time he saw me, which was it's kind of weird. I'd only like trained with him like one time and he's like, you know, I'm like a white belt and he's like just above that. He's taking this shit really serious. Knows I'm not taking it that serious. And he's like, yeah, didn't train for the past 2 weeks because you gave me staph infection. I'm like,
Damn. Danny had a complaint. You had a complaint about your metal cup, I believe, at your jiu-jitsu establishment.
Yeah, so I got one of my nuts is way bigger than the other. And as far
Is that true?
Yeah,
It's true.
Oh, you're asking my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Describe Danny Mullen's nutsack.
And how big though is his dick?
It's
as
the
well?
left one that's
Huge.
bigger, right? It's
No,
the left one?
the right one. Well, it's good.
do you even love
Okay,
him?
I'm dyslexic. I don't remember. It's one of them.
Yeah,
Is it the right one?
it's the right.
Okay,
nut.
the right one
it's
is
righty.
it's like probably double the size.
How big is his cock?
It's like from me to like Adam.
Whoa, that's
Recover.
a hanger.
Listen, man, that's how I know it's small. How big is his cock really?
I'll tell you, Flacco. I'll be completely honest.
Dude, we just started talking about this. I swear the viewer count, we were at like 9,000, boom, 11,000. We're talking about Danny's cock.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's actually been leaked because our producer had a little too much to smoke one day when he was cutting up our podcast, and he didn't blur my cock when I pulled it out.
How long was it up before you took it
About
down?
15 minutes, which is an eternity in the internet world, right, Adam?
But you got it down before you got a strike?
Yes, but it made its way to Reddit
I had
instantly.
the same thing happen to me where we had Kazumi on here naked and one of the editors forgot to censor out part of it and I fucking lost my mind screaming at him.
Did the editor retain his job?
Yes.
Okay.
By-
So did our
by a
producer.
cunt hair.
This
wasn't Yuri's.
My cock, Flacco. My cock. It's depending on the temperature outside, it can be a disgrace when limp. Can be.
Okay.
Now, also, if I'm wearing some gym shorts, if it's July, if I don't know, something desirable rolls into the Starbucks I'm posted up at, it can be presentable in its limp form. Hard, it's regular. More on the long, skinny side versus the short and thick. But I'd say passable.
Wait, so it's regular and skinny?
It's regular.
It's skinny from the 9.
Okay.
It's what was that,
It's a
Adam?
regular
The
cock,
rapper,
dude.
the-
I think
Flacco-
he's
he's
a
on the
big guy.
promotional
He's
team for it.
6'3".
Oh yeah.
You know, he's a 6'3" guy.
That's embarrassing, right? Because if you have a regular sized penis at 6'3", that's kind of like.
But I'm
like,
skinny.
What the fuck?
I'm skinny. I'm not 6'3" playing linebacker for the Chiefs.
I'm told
so it
Shaq
works.
has a dick that might look average on most people, but because it's Shaq, it kind of looks like a poorly decorated Christmas tree.
And that's kind of shitty for him because that's part of his shtick. I mean, he would go on Howard Stern and talk about how big his, to quote him, joint was all the
his
time.
bed is like 5 times bigger than a normal bed. Like more than that. He has a giant Superman logo for a bed. I wonder if he actually sleeps in that all the time. I don't
And
know.
he loves tiny women though, because like his last girlfriend was like 5 foot, like no, like 4'11", I think.
But honestly,
I saw
though,
pictures of that.
that's it. Okay, Leo, as
That's
a
weird.
connoisseur of female vaginas, Do you prefer a tall woman or a short woman? Like, what is more aesthetically pleasing? Because I don't know, they're both so great.
Well, he fucks mostly children, so they're taking on the short side. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on, man.
Fuck you.
I like having someone here who will
You're
make
an
that
asshole.
joke. I wouldn't have made that joke.
I have a couple attack points on Leo. It's that he's a pedophile, gay, or I fucked his sister.
It's true. He always says that. Yeah.
That's my
I think all tall guys like a petite girl a little bit. What do you think about that, Adam? Because you're a tall guy. I mean, it's something about a petite, small chick that I don't know what it is. It's the pheromones. I don't know what it is.
But sometimes I'll be piping out a nice tall drink of water on the podcast, Plug Talk, and I'll think that's pretty hot too.
Yeah.
Wow, they're both so great. My girl's tiny; she's 5'2".
You know, man, there's something about sometimes when I think about having children, I'll be honest. When I was at the WNBA game, there was some women out there that I was like, damn, dude, I just want to see what the child would be like. You know,
Liz Campbell.
King Croc, you ever feel that? Like you just look at a girl and you go, damn, because you're big.
No, I've already decided personally. Me personally, I've already
What have you decided, Croc?
Well, once I'm loaded, the woman I marry for familial purposes, she will be very good looking. She'll be very tall. She will have good genetics in order for my spawn to be very successful. But in terms of my mistresses and all shit, I love short women.
My mistress.
I love short women.
What about your concubines?
Them as well. I mean, the idea of you feeling like she is literally gonna break if you fuck her too hard. Like, you get all. It's like something. Adam, you know.
I recently
about that.
had a girl, Jane Wild, on Plug Talk, and she was, I'm sitting kind of on the couch,
Hey,
and
yo.
she's on top of me riding the dick, and she decided to show me her spinner move. So she proceeded to do the full rotation, busted a 180 without my penis ever leaving her body, and I didn't experience any sort of Indian sunburn type feeling. It felt totally fine and normal, but I mean, that's a fun party trick if you are a small woman, right?
Was
Give
your
it up to him, man.
Just an idea.
was your cock veiny at the time?
Oh, super veiny.
Was it like a bunch of snakes crawling up a tetherball pole?
Yeah, you ever see the blunts where they take the wax and they like drizzle it around the whole thing? Yeah. It was like that.
You and I just have to keep thinking up new veiny
I know, I'm kind of running
similes.
out. Okay, this is one thing I really wanted to address and bring up is that both King Croc, one thing that King Croc and Flakko, Poetic Chungus over here, both have in common is that they have both invested their hard-earned money into dating classes. Him with the one and only legendary John Anthony,
Not
one of the
quite.
greatest pussy slayers of all time.
Yeah.
Fuck
Wait, how
Danny
did you
Mullen.
know that?
I know everything. And
He's beefed with Adam.
He's also made like 100
Oh,
videos
shit.
about me. And
Yeah.
and Poetic Flacco has invested with Fresh and Fit.
No, so first
Yes.
off, I bought the DMs on demands, which I use for marketing, not for no dating courses.
What's DMs on demand?
It's a Fresh and Fit course that teaches you how to be more proficient in the DMs.
You bought that to get pussy. Who would ever buy that in order to network?
Yo, I didn't spend like $600.
Like
on,
if I DM'd Adam at one point I did DM Adam to get interviewed on this show. Him and I were talking. I forgot why we initially started DMing, but I at one point straight up asked Adam to be on the show. Nothing about the wording of my DM
No,
put
but
him
I could
over
tell
the
you-
edge to
I
have
remember
me
finding
on.
out about him because I was sitting on Twitch one day and people were like, you should interview Danny Mullen. A couple people said it. I searched it up. Immediately saw him making extremely offensive jokes on Twitch. I was like, oh, I love this. Yeah.
Yeah.
no, but like Adam can tell you, my DM was written precise into a T.
That's how he
Now,
got
Flacco,
in
I
with
mean,
me.
did it help? Because
Oh, yeah, I got a good job now.
Did it help, Adam?
right.
Was the
All right.
wording of the DM important?
I mean, I don't think it was the wording of the DM so much as the fact that
Structure.
you were clearly building your own platform, doing
Right.
pretty well, putting out content consistently. I'm
There
looking,
it
even
is.
before I started watching it, I was looking
Yeah,
at
see?
the
Come
thumbnails
on
and
now.
the content and being like, oh, he very much has his thumb on the pulse of what's going on.
Yeah.
But I mean, the DM did describe
on.
that well, and that's kind of like one of the things. Sometimes people will be hitting me up and they might actually be someone eligible who would make sense for the channel, but maybe the DM is written so badly, or they don't give me a link, or they fucking just babble
Right.
and babble, and I fucking zone out after reading it for a few
And
seconds.
like, do we mean now? Like, do you think that I'll be capable of writing that perfect DM without any help?
I think, yeah, it's honestly a lot of just common sense. Like,
Okay.
once you
Yeah.
are kind of successful and you're in the position where you're fielding DMs from people who want to work for you or whatever, like, then you can start to really be able to analyze, like, oh, what works or what makes sense in terms of hitting somebody up. Now, also, I know a lot of rappers who are getting pussy just by DMing girls' hearts.
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess that's good enough.
Croc, new strategy.
No.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Nah, also too is like okay, so like for example, the last 6 months it's been like a great ride, right? So I don't really need no DM courses because it's kind of just coming in, So yeah, man, I don't think I've been to a point where
There's one thing that we don't get credit enough for.
What's up?
Guys like me and you, Flakko, is we actually took the initiative. We put our hard-earned cash into improving a skill, getting better at a skill game, and actually putting it into work in the real life.
But bro, I do feel like that's some, like that's
Niggas sleep on us, bro.
Again, I never did it, but I do, appreciate, your dedication to.
Wait, no, Flakko, you're trying to get out of that.
Yeah, I never did it.
You bought the course, motherfucker.
Did you buy the course?
Yeah.
DMs on demand. Yes, I bought the course.
Okay,
but it wasn't for dating though.
Okay, but you bought DMs on demand,
which
is it's kind of similar to sales training,
like
persuasion
for college
training.
Yeah.
Okay, but you're training how to network with people, how to build your social, your networking, your connections, and your influence.
It was used for women, but I turned it into a networking thing.
Okay.
So it was
paying for
Flakko, how you doing with the ladies now? I mean, you got a little cloud going.
Yo, bro, listen, when I tell you, like in my life, I never thought that I would have like 8s and 9s DMing me.
Damn. He doesn't need you, Sophia.
But like also too is like,
why not a 10 though? What's a 10 for you?
a 10 for me.
Yeah, what's a 10 for you?
Who's a 10 in my book, man? Malu, Trevor Haho, whatever her name is. You feel me? Right? But also too is like when I get like DMs like that, I don't respond back because one, we're in like LA.
He's scared of getting lined up. He
Backdoor, right?
Set up.
Yeah, right. So, bro, I'm not on Tinder, none of that shit, because I don't want to, get backdoor. And then also too is like, bro, I'm out here building, right? I have my own platform that I drop videos on. Plus this, why would I interrupt my schedule to do like a 1 hour like dinner like with a girl who like I quite possibly will have no intention on seeing again after I fuck. So why even like waste my time for it,
bro?
Look at that. King Croc, you like this guy's he's on his shit.
One thing about it that I've realized when I sort of have taken a gander at some of the self-help stuff in terms of how to get girls and everything is that, these guys don't really want to hear from somebody like me who has kind of like gotten to the point where I have enough sort of social currency that getting laid would probably be taken care of just off rip. So, same thing with Leo. They look at him, they're like, look at this alpha male Chad. Fuck. They don't want to hear from him. They'll listen to a John Anthony who, from looking at him, you would think that this guy sleeps under a bridge or something.
Yeah, exactly.
When you look at Myron or Walter, they don't exactly look like 10s.
There's another 3 videos about it.
They're able to convincingly do this because guys look at them and they think, oh, if they can do this, then clearly maybe I can learn what they're selling.
Now, in my life, though, all the biggest ladies men I've ever met have been ugly and short. Not only not tall, but short. You too, right? Tell me, everybody knows one guy that gets a lot of pussy that's short and ugly. Yeah,
I definitely do. Listen,
not short.
Listen, and like his name is Teddy. He's like 5'2", dark as fuck, pinkless, but this guy has a mouthpiece and he fucks.
That's true.
Everything.
That's what I know, man.
Men, women, animals.
One of the common denominators for guys who get a lot of ass to me also that really kind of like separated the decent from the great is that a guy who's going to get a lot of ass is a guy who's willing to really spend time with women. My thing, when I look back on it,
be their best friend.
When it really stopped working as good, was when I started to get to the point where I just valued my time so much that to go on a pointless date with a girl and pretend to give a fuck about her for hours or days, it's just, it was just so soul draining for me. A lot of guys kind of fall into that sweet spot where they're sort of dumb, like where they don't mind having frivolous conversations about nothing with women on hours and hours on end. And a lot of times two women, they really want a guy who's going to make them feel interesting and to sort of just accommodate them and just be around. And a lot of times you will see hot chicks with dudes who are kind of fucking ugly, and it's like a lot of times those are just the guys who are willing to invest the time into them. And also from my experience being in LA, the most drop dead beautiful women on earth, the ones that you look at and you're like, oh my God, how are you fucking real? You are so hot, have the worst personalities.
So true.
Because they have never been forced to learn how to make it through life in the way that a lot of other people have. A lot of times I say that to my girl. I'm like, the reason why you're a really cool person is because you didn't figure out that you were hot or that you can make money off OnlyFans or whatever till later in life. You were forced to actually make it as a normal fucking human being. Some girls are just so drop dead gorgeous that they don't fucking, they've never had that period in their life. As a guy, you know, it's like you're not going to make it anywhere in life unless you're really willing to like actually put forth some effort into getting there.
You know who's kind of has that going on too is Leo. Leo's so good looking. He's got like hot LA chick syndrome. In that, Leo, wouldn't you say in a lot of ways you're underdeveloped because you just could lay around in your 20s getting sucked all day?
I did. Yeah, I had a sugar mama. No, I have a sugar mama. Yeah. I could have been lazy and just never done much of anything and just fucked around and shit. Yeah, absolutely. That's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's not all the ladies out there.
Because it's not just the ladies. Yeah.
I have a hypothetical. The other day we were having this conversation. I recently had an uncle who died. I'm going to inherit some six-figure sum from him. And I was thinking about how I wonder if he had died when I was 21 and didn't have shit going on versus being 38 and already having something established and everything. Like now getting that money doesn't really change anything for me. If I wonder if I had done it, if I had got that at 21, how I would have been able to handle that. Because honestly, being born hot is kind of like being born or getting like a couple $100,000. It's like it gives you this blanket of not having to figure out everything in the world because you just have this intrinsic thing, you know? I don't think I would have just fucked it up. Like I don't think I would have partied it away or just blown through it. But I also think that it might have kind of removed a lot of my ambition if I had had that safety net, you know?
100%. And I think a lot of my faults are probably based on the fact that I've been lazy and not done everything that I could possibly do to kind of further my own career because I've been chasing pussy and you know and it comes easy in some ways and I just kind of you know I can spend days just I'll text a bunch of girls until one comes over or something right and that's just they're pointless days they're not developing me as a human. So King Croc, listen. You can't give up this opportunity that's coming your way. You got to develop yourself, man. You got to chase your dream.
Have you gotten tired though? Like for example, like okay, so like even me, right? I haven't like gotten like 1,000 pussy yet, right? But
I haven't. No,
it's like a unit in an RPG.
right?
I have 1,000 gold, 3,000 silver, and 1,000 pussy.
Nah,
you're absolutely right.
Nah, right.
King Croc in that costume, you should be talking like that.
But like, I've gotten to a point where like I've now like realized that that like me like building my like platforms and like being just super rooted in my work, that's much more enjoyable than like going on Tinder and like swiping on 1,000 females and taking
but
100.
you're doing the long game because you assume that if you make it to 1 million subs and if you make it to $1 million, then the pussy that you will get at that stage will be far greater, will outvalue what you could handle now.
And he's right.
Listen, I'll keep it 100, right? Like now that I'm quote unquote like six figures, right? I'm already seeing like the type of like caliber of fucking females that I can fuck now. I can even imagine once I hit $1 million.
Right.
Can you imagine?
There's a lot of you got to be determined and you got to keep going through that. Obviously, I think Think and Grow Rich. Danny's a big advocate of Think and Grow Rich as a self-help book, and there's a whole chapter in it that I was obsessed with. Wow. Even Russ mentioned this. You guys mentioned Russ earlier on a podcast about how you use that sexual energy that you have with women and you put it into your work. And that is something I've struggled with my whole life.
Yeah, I think this is what it comes down to. We were talking about dating courses. I don't think you can teach anybody to get pussy. Just like I don't think you can teach anybody to do comedy, teach anybody to podcast, teach anybody to start a business. People either have it in themselves to figure that shit out or they don't.
But there's a lot of habits that could be rewritten in your brain. You know, there's a lot of guys I've been friends with, who we would go out and talk to girls, and we'd both be standing there talking to them, and I'd hear them say something, and I'd be like, oh my God, you just massively, which is of course what Danny does to Leo, like you've just massively decreased my chance of getting anywhere with this girl. There's a lot of things that you could unlearn that would be
Do you mind scooting over,
beneficial.
Mia? Leo actually has scabies.
Yo,
Get out of here, you
tell us like your bar story. Like you had a friend who was like, just go to bars with you and just fuck everybody.
I mean, when I moved to Long Beach, my social life was have the boys over the house, get somewhat drunk, then go to the bar, proceed to get more drunk, sometimes do cocaine, and just holler at chicks. And it's like,
Croc loves it.
Yeah, it works great. But also, like, you run into that problem where even in Long Beach, it's like, pretty quickly, it's like I had fucked a chick from each fucking social circle, and all of a sudden chicks don't want to fuck you because you already fucked their friend, and you know, and that it gets weird.
Wait. That goes against the entire, and Flakko will support me on this, the entire fresh and fit philosophy, which is pre-selection, which is you've been fucking so many bitches, they all know you, they want to fuck you because you fucked their
and that works
girls
sometimes,
and blah blah blah.
But also like these are. It's Long Beach, but it's like these are pretty much like normal girls who like want a boyfriend or whatever, and they start to look at you at a certain point as like, oh, he's a piece of shit. Like he just fucks girls. He will never have something serious. But I mean, okay, I have a memory. I moved to Austin for a period of time, and there was this one girl who was repulsively ugly. She had a fucking monster nose. She was ugly as fuck. But she was like friends with my friend's girlfriend, and she'd always be trying to holler at me at the bar and stuff once we got drunk. And I knew at that point in my life, I knew that I did not want to fuck this girl, because if I fuck this girl, it's gonna basically like set my value in this new town that I was only in for a couple months, and I didn't want the other girls in town to think that I was the type of guy who was gonna fuck this girl, right? So one night, I'm shit-faced drunk at the bar, and she comes up to me, and the thing was is that her body wasn't that bad. Her just face was fucking, it was like a scream mask. And she says to me, like, come home with me. And, you know, I'm lacking in self-control at this moment. And so I say, okay. And I get in her car with her, and she's drunk as fuck. And she's driving up on the curb, hitting people's fucking garbage on the curb and shit. And I'm just buckled in like, that's funny, whatever. And we get back to her house. We have crazy sex for a couple hours, whatever. I wake up in the morning. She's gone. She's gone to work. There is poop in the bed.
Oh.
She pooped in the bed. Now, this is completely unrelated to the story that I was telling, but I wanted to include that. She pooped in the bed.
Did you sodomize her?
I don't know. But I remember
likely.
wiping my dick with my hand and smelling it and trying to determine if I had had anal sex, and I ended up thinking no. It smelled like pussy juice. It didn't smell like poop. But anyway, I think that's important to keep in mind. And I did manage to fuck hot chicks there, but I think it was mostly because I managed to avoid anyone knowing that I fucked this chick.
I think holding back on fucking some girls, it's a good move.
It's not one you're capable of, but it is
absolutely
objectively.
not. No, I'm saying hindsight's 20/20, buddy. And honestly, you gotta hold back.
Leo's a dog.
There's an alternate reality in which I chose, and I knew guys throughout my life who were on this game, and in retrospect, it seems like a great idea, where they would be extremely picky about who they would fuck, and they would meet a girl that they actually thought was incredible, and they would like pine over her and focus in on her, and maybe even wait until her boyfriend broke up with her. Or like they would really go with the quality over quantity approach, which in retrospect, sometimes I think about like perhaps that would have aided me better. You know, really just shoot for the stars, find a great girl and settle down. For me, it took much, much later in life before I was able to really
But let's
do
keep it
that.
a buck though, Adam.
Yeah.
It's
Quantity's
easy
good
to
too.
say that.
Yes.
After you've already had your millions of experiences.
I was somebody who was
You know what I'm
definitely
saying?
going to have to experience everything before I was able to say, okay, now I'm going to pull back and be a little more reserved sexually.
Yeah, which still is yet to happen.
Still involves having sex on camera multiple times a week, but, you know, it's
with
close.
multiple women.
Yeah.
King, I love for you the Flakko approach, and I think Adam will agree with this. I think right now, man, focus on the career, focus on building that, because there is a period where you have to go through your little exile, your hero's journey, where you're going to be buckled down, spending nights over your laptop, writing jokes, getting up early to go collaborate, to work on a show. at the expense of getting pussy.
I'm telling you.
But down the line, there will be more pussy waiting for you than you could ever have gotten following John Anthony's pickup course, going and DHVing in bars.
Easy, bro. I'm telling you, bro. If you just dedicate, right, again, like you are, I'm content creator, right? If you just dedicate your life right now, bro, again, because I made 5 videos for 6 months before this guy noticed me, right? If you make 5 videos a day right now for the next 12 months, bro, trust me, by this time next year, bro, you can open up your IG DMs and just pick who you want to fuck now.
Because, all right, even look at the career trajectory of Danny and Leo. Like, I've witnessed Danny, like, grinding the videos every fucking week. He said 4 years. I mean, when you really think about that, that's a lot of fucking work. And it's not like he's had, like, you know, it would be nice to be the fucking Nelk boys and you kind of like come out and just blow up right away and just get filthy rich and just fucking, you know, some people have that. Tana told me she got 1 million views on her first video. You know, some people it just is easy.
It helps to be like 19 and getting kicked out of Walmarts too.
Yeah,
like that subgenre really kills it.
But even somebody like Gideon, who we look at him as having like a really fast come up. I mean, you can still go and watch like 3 years worth of videos he's been dropping. You know, it's like it really does take
also
huge amounts of time to build something usually.
Yeah. Also too is right, like if Danny and them is making it possible to where, bro, like for example, right, like where like Adam is like so helpful for me is like 6 months ago, I was just making content saying, yo, I have to make 10K a month, so I'm dropping 5 videos a day. Now to where like he's kind of taking like the burden off of like my life, you know, by being paid, thank you, right? Like to where now like I can like make content that I want to make and now it's more enjoyable. And like making content feels better, than like fucking women, you know, sometimes, right? So
sometimes,
right? So right now, bro, where like if you don't have to worry about too many bills, bro, just lock in and just drop as many content as possible, bro. Because trust me, in 12 months, if you're still, less than like an average guy, they still gonna be, like playing games with you. But in 12 months, if you are, like a 6-figure earner making millions, bro, or fucking 7 figures making millions, right? Bro, trust me, bro, you gonna fuck everything walking.
Everything. Man, woman, or animal, dude.
Your dick's gonna stink. There's gonna be turds in your bed.
And it's gonna be...
She's gonna want you.
And it's gonna be...
Then you're gonna realize...
No, don't make me feel like that.
You never dropped a turd in the guy's bed?
If he was, let's say, a 7-figure earner, would you like want to fuck him?
Fuck yeah.
7 figures.
Okay, no, the 6-figure earner.
You're telling me if I got
if he
you a
made 6
Birkin
figures,
bag...
100K a year, would you want to fuck him?
If I got you a Birkin
We
bag...
don't have to bring money into it.
Come on. Okay.
Sophia, don't
very
do this.
superficial.
Don't do this to us, Sophia.
Wait, Sophia,
She sounds like
Sophia.
she sounds
had
like
abs.
My
If he
bad,
had
Sophia. I
abs.
apologize.
because we've talked to
If he had abs.
what's happening right now, we've talked to many porn star girls who have said that on camera they like to pretend that all cock sizes are just as good as every other cock size.
She seems like a
I
size
every-
queen.
Yeah.
But she's trying to play it off like she's not a fucking bag queen right now.
What she
You
do? What
love
she do?
money. There's no shame in that. Quit pretending like my love don't cost a thing, J-Lo over here.
Well, hold up though. Is she a regular girl, or do you do like OnlyFans and shit like that?
She does OnlyFans every
I'm a
fucking
regular
day.
girl.
That's
With an OnlyFans?
No, she doesn't have an
No
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans,
I lied.
sadly.
So like, what's like your income? Like, what do you do?
I'm a stylist.
Like, okay, so you get paid to like dress up like celebrities and shit like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
If I had her working as my stylist, this outfit right now probably never would have happened.
yeah.
Let's be real.
I like
Yeah.
that. I think it's sick. I like it.
It will be returned to AD quickly. Yeah.
I mean, but she's around like celebrities though, so I can see why she wouldn't want like just like a regular guy.
Yeah.
And admit you fucking like rich dudes right now. Quit doing this fucking. It doesn't
It's
matter what you make.
more so the what
lifestyle.
is it? The different qualities that you have.
Oh, shut up.
When you have an abundance
bro.
of money.
But what about like you
Like
know
what?
you'll make house phone work for it, but you're not making Meek Mill work for it. You're just gonna let him fuck. And probably some other chasers as well. Right?
Because that's different.
How's that?
House phone is getting cucked by Meek Mill right now. Wow.
Wow. Now house phone
That's
knows.
crazy.
Now house phone knows, but she wasn't waiting for a good day. You just not rich enough.
Yo, this is what I wanted to ask.
Wait. No. House phone made $100K off his shoes last week. So
Bam.
Yeah.
in one day, by the way, and he sold out in like 16 minutes. So he made $100K in 16 minutes.
I
Meek
hang
Mill
out
makes
with you guys
$100K
more.
a day just
No,
playing
that's
that
dope as
intro.
fuck.
No,
Like,
yo,
for real. Happy
telling
for
you.
all our
House
all
phone?
our people making that.
but like $100K a year is still not good enough to fuck.
No. No, I mean, I don't
Wow.
know.
The
It
answer
just
is no.
depends.
Wow.
It just depends.
A dude making 10K a month still can get the pussy. That's crazy.
Personally,
What, 7 million?
I'm gonna call cap on that. What personally, I feel like, you know, it's, you may say rhetoric and verbals and words and all that type of shit, but when you see a real nigga in front of you, and it's like
with horns.
yeah, and he's
In a
really
cape?
like that, and she feels like, oh, he will really fuck the shit out of me. He's not pussy. He's a real, like, you know what I mean? Then it's a different story.
How about it,
Then he
Sophie?
could be a 75K a year, whatever, bus man. And,
But
you know what I'm
wait,
saying? I don't think it matters that much, to be honest.
So so he's a real nigga who again, I'm just assuming you would want to fuck the shit out of.
Sophia.
Sophia would.
Hey.
100%.
Every woman walking.
Right?
Yes.
And do you
Yes.
feel the fuck? Do you feel the fuck the shit out of you energy coming from him or
I
no?
feel the chemistry between them right now.
I do too.
Nah.
I do
It's
too,
really
Mia.
tense.
So you,
And
you're
Mia's
telling me,
Asian. She's tuned
Sophia-
into that kind of stuff.
Your name's Sophia, right?
Yeah.
You're telling me, you're looking at me right now, and you don't think I will fuck the shit out of you?
That sounds like that sounds
No,
like
look
that
me in my
sounds
eyes.
consensual, yo.
I'm
No,
looking
no,
You
at
think
in
I
your
won't
eyes
fuck
right
you?
now.
I'm gonna fuck you.
that sounds
I'm just
consensual,
saying, you
man.
really-
That
That
sounds
sound like, that sound like speed for a second, right?
Can we head over to the plug house?
Hold
This is
on,
getting
bro.
heated.
Hold up, man.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
Consensually.
Sophia, answer that question.
Consensually.
Sophia,
What
you, want-
Consensually.
you should answer that question, Sophia.
Yo,
Give her the mic.
you heard the question.
Hold up.
What do you think?
I don't even really remember what the question. I just remember the energy.
Do you think that he has dick game where he will fuck the shit out of you?
Not with those horns on.
He's gonna
man.
try a lot harder
Yeah,
than
he
Meek
would,
Mill.
He would try very hard, but like
It won't work.
Meek
it's
Mill
not
has so
giving-
little to gain from dicking you down good.
Also,
Why,
too, is
why
like
would you say that?
I'm just saying, for him, it doesn't matter. What are you gonna tweet
Yeah.
about him? He doesn't give a
Yeah.
shit. He's here the chasers.
what the hell? No, but like also
You're
too,
not
like
wrong.
if he's around you guys consistently, there shouldn't, bro. Like you gonna wear her down soon.
Listen.
Yeah.
In all honesty, this is all for entertainment. I met her today. This is my buddy's friends and shit. Like, we're having a good time. It's all jokes and shit. You know what I mean?
Bro, you'll wear her down soon. Trust me,
That's
bro.
false. He actually blocked the exit from her like 3 minutes ago.
Wow.
She was trying to get out of the bathroom, and she ran straight into a crock.
Wow.
I
Hey,
really just had to cover up.
I wanted to bring this up. Danny,
Yeah.
people want to know in the chat, what's going on with Brandon Buckingham?
Yeah. Nothing, man.
Yeah?
And I mean, you like anything in particular
I don't
you're
know.
curious
You-
about?
You guys just, when's the last time you talked to him?
So I was in touch with him like as the drama was happening about various issues, and so I'm then like I mean it's when we were texting each other it was relatively cordial. It wasn't like the fury that was coming out of his YouTube videos wasn't like the reality of our text messages. But then after all of that faded away, in which I realized like, okay, I probably did some things wrong in my interactions with him, and he probably did some things wrong in his interactions with me. I texted him again like in the fall, just sort of trying to like bury everything and just reach out like, hey man, I'm sorry how that all went. Maybe we can make amends or like put this behind us. And I didn't hear back from him. And
He
that's
hates you that much.
he doesn't seem to like me.
Wow. I kind of forget about the specific allegations, but the gist of it that I remember from when I watched this video about you was that Danny Mullen is a big-headed fuck who doesn't fuck with smaller content creators. He's got a big head complex. He's feeling himself. How do you respond to this vibe that I'm describing?
I would say that there might be some truth to it early on, especially because when you first get big on YouTube, you do feel like you're chosen by like the algorithmic god, and you start to think that maybe it's not just chance, or maybe it's not just luck. Maybe there's something inherently special about you and your abilities, and it's such a precarious position to be in because your videos can start slipping in views, your fans can start losing interest in your content, so you develop this anxiety about your position that can manifest in ego. And I think that there was some truth to that for me, and I was egotistical. And since then, before all of that really happened, I started to realize that and identify those characteristics in myself and start working on that ego and dialing it back. And I don't ever think I was that bad. Like, I mean, I've had the same people who are in my crew now. For the most part, I've been with for like 4 or 5 years since I've started YouTube. Which, if I were some megalomaniacal nutcase, that wouldn't be the case. There would be all this turnover. Really, the only guy who's left our crew was Cigar Guy, because he tried to fuck a dude in our squad's chick, and then he fucking
really?
bounced. Like, other than that, there's been like
He got blown by a guy.
So
though. That's
it
another
wasn't
thing.
the ass fingering.
It wasn't the ass fingering. He that kind of led to his downfall though, because then he was a little off after that, and then he got blown by a guy in a basement.
What?
Or it
How
was
did that
actually an
happen?
attic. It was an attic. He got
Did you
blown
know
by
he
a
was
guy.
bisexual or gay?
No, well, we felt a little bit of that, right? I mean, you would say maybe
I didn't feel it at all. That completely blindsided me when he.
What was the problem with him getting a blowjob from a man?
We didn't think it was a big deal, but as soon as it happened, he left. He fell off the face of the earth.
It happened in an attic too, which is pretty gay.
He was,
Hey,
it
y'all
was-
caught him or
Just
what?
getting head from
No.
a guy is
No.
pretty gay.
It's
No.
kind of gay to get it from a guy.
Well,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to disagree with you on that
But
point.
so then after the blowjob, he just took off. And
He
just
took off. And
disappeared.
the last thing, he contacted me when he was in Florida, in the water there. He was in the ocean, and he contacted me, and he said, I'm in the ocean. I made it all the way over here. And I was like, great, man. Find your new life. And he said he might go to the Bahamas and like run like some kind of, be a bartender in the Bahamas or something.
It's crazy to think that he might be like serving daiquiris in the Bahamas while in the back of his head thinking, God, I hope these people never find out that I got my ass fingered on No Jumpers Patreon.
Absolutely, dude. And you know, there's somebody that recognizes him. Like, hey, did you Kazumi?
Maybe
Did
he'll
you?"
get facial reconstructive
God, dude.
surgery.
So you ruined his guy's
He
life?
might, dude. He might.
He'll grow a big mustache, get some glasses,
Oh, yeah.
maybe.
It's
What are you saying,
possible.
Croc?
No, I was saying, were you there when he got finger?
Yeah,
ass
I was a
blasted?
fly on the wall. Yeah, I was watching.
Damn.
I was watching
Shit
too.
was weird as fuck.
I knew because
Adam ruined this guy's life. This is crazy.
yeah, dude. Because Cigar Guy was a dude who was pretty fragile mentally in some ways, and I liked Cigar Guy a lot. Him and I hung out.
I liked him too. He was great.
Like, I mean, me, Cigar Guy, and my girlfriend went to dinner twice and had a great time. But I could sense that fragility in his mentality, and I knew it wouldn't be a great move for him to get a finger up his ass on camera.
But you let it happen because this is what you do for a living.
You will remember, Adam, if you want to go back mentally with me, I did check with him a bunch of times, like, hey, dude, are you sure you want to get fucking fingered on camera right now? Do you remember that?
Kinda, sure.
It happened.
Because me and Danny Mullen are in kind of similar positions where we both have channels and then we kind of have like a crew of misfits surrounding the channels. But it's weird because it's like sometimes you bring people in who are like some of the best people you could bring in are clearly unstable. And I think even especially with you, you're sort of really seeking those people out more specifically than me maybe, where you like are really like you have a real squad of delinquents.
Yes.
Like, very
I to be
strange
honest, I
people.
find a lot of them. To be honest, and they come to my comedy shows.
Yeah.
That's kind of the path. They go. That King Croc came to my comedy show, said what's up, and I said, yeah, man, you can come on the pod, man. You're in. You're in. But
I've said it before. Leo is the general manager of the Danny Mullen channel for sure.
I'll find some guys.
And I will say, wouldn't you agree too, Leo, that when you bring somebody in, the amount of views that person is going to add to your video is entirely correlated to how crazy they are.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, that is the truth.
Many of the most popular podcasts, when you look at something like the Frenemies thing with H3 and Trisha, you take someone who's like relatively sane, normal, that the audience can relate to, and then you take the wild card that you never know what they're going to do, and you put them together, and then the fireworks just happen, and you get the people walking off the podcast, and you get the massive blowout arguments that people can't look away from, and you want to sort of like bottle that energy and try to capture that without having it consume your entire life. Like Selena Powell is a great example where she is so funny on camera. It was just so easy to get views by just putting her on the podcast. But then at a certain point, it's like, oh, she is going to ruin so many of your relationships with rappers and celebrities and everything by talking about them, lying about them, etc. She, even on the way out, when we kind of stopped fucking with her, just basically decides to lie and act like she was drunk when we had her filming porn and all this stuff that she basically like immediately recanted, and like, it's like when you invite these people into your life, on one hand, it could be great for your content, but then you also have to have to be careful about your actual life.
It's so tough, man. I mean, I don't think we've ever had someone on that we think could hurt us, but we've had people on that we think maybe could hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Or you know, and it's a difficult thing to navigate.
Yeah, it's tough
part
too.
of the process.
And a lot of our shoots involve getting in a rented van and driving 10 hours to some remote location in the United States. And if you have a guy who has a head full of acid or mushrooms, Rat Dick Ralph, one of the guys in our squad, that's going to be an inherently unenjoyable car ride. So you have to factor these things in.
When the camera isn't rolling is part of it, and a lot of times it's not enjoyable when someone's on drugs, but you do it. You do what you got to do. You know? It's part of the process.
Adam?
Now, wait though, like, do you ever feel like maybe Danny might hurt the listen? Because I believe like last podcast, when I tell you one of our guys here were super bad. Because I think Danny said something like the Holocaust isn't real.
Was that this last Monday?
Yeah, right?
It's crazy how I'll say something like that and have zero recollection of it.
Was like, Danny must be true. And also, too, they said you put up like the hand, too.
No.
I was like,
what?
I was like, man, listen to
I didn't do
wait,
that.
No, right? So listen. So the Reddit screenshot it, right? Like, so I'm like, maybe he was just talking and did this. You feel me? Just talking,
Yeah.
right? But they screenshotted it at the right time and said this dude just said the Holocaust wasn't real. Plus, he just did this on the podcast. I'm like, I don't think Danny would take it that far by doing the whole Nazi salute sign.
But he gets so much cover because he's a comedian.
Yeah.
So
That's
like,
true.
just by virtue of being a comedian, anything that you do that's super extreme like that, my brain just immediately goes to.
Yeah, comedian stuff.
I would assume Danny's making a joke and then he doesn't have some extremely divergent view on the
And
Holocaust.
let me address this real quick, because if you read some of the firsthand diary entries, those dates don't add up. But secondly, that was a joke. But you know what was happening on?
Look,
No, okay, I'm clearly trying to high five Croc here.
look, it's a
I'm trying to high five Croc.
the picture of the show.
That's funny as
I feel
fuck.
like
though.
everybody's got a photo out there where it looks like they're doing the Hitler salute. Everybody
Assholes.
gets one sooner
I
or
said,
later.
nah, Danny can't be this wild, man. Ain't no way.
I'm clearly trying to high five Croc. But I will say one of the biggest
funny as fuck.
insecurities in my life that got solved on Tuesday. Was it Monday or Tuesday? I think Tuesday. Was dude, I've never known how to shake hands with black guys.
Me too.
And I had to learn that because I had to like dap up AD and fucking house phone 62 times.
It's
that
not like
episode.
they're expecting an 18-step
Hey,
gang
let me see it.
handshake.
Let me see it. All right.
You taught him how to do that?
He's doing all kinds of weird stuff. I don't know about
Nah,
that.
man.
I'm from New York.
I've had a lot of.
we snap our fingers at the
Yeah.
end.
You snap them.
Boom.
So I have
not really from New York.
black friends out here that have told me that when you make eye contact with a black man and you're a man, you nod, right? And
of
I
course.
do that, and I teach all my white friends
To nod.
to nod. You got to nod.
I can't see
right?
Danny do the nod.
He doesn't
like,
do the nod.
I try
He
to do the
doesn't-
nod.
That was
You do
sounds
the
like
nod
this.
sometimes?
Yeah.
But every
It's
if
also
I-
nod, yeah.
You see,
Yeah, nah, like also too though, a white man taught me how to shake hands with niggas. Josh told me.
Is that how he said it when he taught you?
Yeah, right. He said. Right, so then I did that to like
Josh
some.
taught you that?
Yeah, so like I did that to some like black folks. Calvin, AD, etc. And then AD said, "What the fuck are you doing?" And told me. You feel me? So
Right. Wow.
yeah.
That
man.
is quite complicated.
So,
isn't it?
but as a black man, when you see a white man nod, you know how do you feel about him? Is that just like, oh, he knows what's up? Like, what is it?
If they have like the haircut of like Danny,
Come back to my haircut, huh?
right? Then then I don't know, man. Feel me, man? It might be some like he's probably like scared as fuck of me, or that nigga about to like come back around and blow this shit up. You feel me?
So I can't nod at you because of my haircut?
You have the school shooter haircut.
So what do you think I'm going to do to you, Flakko?
Yo, listen, like I probably wouldn't like have stayed on Tuesday if Danny would have like gotten pissed off by like AD and like stormed off the podcast. I would have strongly advised everybody to just
vacate.
leave the building, bro. Facts.
This is one of the many trials and tribulations that we go through as white men, is that we get lumped in with school shooters, just the same way
But
that
it's his
King
haircut,
Croc
though.
has to deal with people assuming he might be in a gang
And
because
still
he's a
shit.
young black man from Los Angeles. me and Danny, we get judged. People think, oh, they might shoot up the
King
school.
Croc? Nah, I don't think anybody is looking at King Croc now and thinking gang member.
Well, the
Especially
the
not right
horns
now.
and the pelts across his back really do it.
No way.
Very few gang members, from my experience, rock this kind of kid.
He's in the Elf clan. Hey, Adam, there's one guy we wanted to introduce to you. We've got this kid Hearthcock. He came all the way out from Mississippi. Now maybe because I'm going to get you to show your penis to Adam22 Hearthcock. So that can't happen on camera.
Can I go take a piss and you guys completely ignore him so I don't miss anything you're going to say to him for like 2 minutes? Okay.
Sure.
BRB.
Okay. You listen, man, and he went straight for like the thigh slap.
I thought he was about to do it to my girl.
This is one confident guy, man. He went straight for the thigh
Thank
slap.
you, Danny. Thank you for let me show up.
You're welcome. Hearthcock is an aspiring stand-up comedian.
Wait.
Yes.
So Adam said he wanted to learn all about him, so
He did.
we have to wait.
You are such a pro, Flakko.
We have to wait until Adam comes back. So let's just redirect our attention to this. When did you and your girlfriend, what's her name again, Sophia?
Mia.
Put some respect on my name.
Sorry, so you're Sophia.
Sophia's the one.
Mia,
who's trying
all
to
right.
Beautiful women. Tens.
Careful what you
Tens.
say over the
Tens?
Hearthcock, you piece
Yeah,
of shit.
I'm telling
Who's
you.
a 10?
I
Sophia
spoke
or
to
her?
him. I
Knock
spoke
the
to
teeth
him,
out
and
of
I'm
your
telling
head.
you.
Both for 10?
Tens.
Hey, man, this is household
Inbred.
future wife. So
Pig fucking.
Keep talking
you
to
know.
them. They're gonna make it.
you listen, man. Now a 10,
Precisely.
you know, again, this is household future wife, so, you know, I can't really rate her like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What about me?
Well,
Like an 8.5.
I wouldn't say a 10, because a 10 is like, come, bruh, a 10 is
Wait,
wow.
Would you say
Careful
I'm
what
a
you say
10?
about my chick.
No.
Flakko.
A 10?
What would you rate me for real?
Like, okay, so like, in terms of like LA scale or just like regular shit?
No, LA.
Like a 7. Like, again, LA has like Hollywood superstars, actresses,
but-
models.
Okay, so you're giving me a 7? Just 7?
On LA scale, right? But if you go, let's say, to like Idaho somewhere, you'll be like a 9.5.
Move to Boise, Sophia. Come
Obviously.
on.
Right. You feel me? But like in LA, you're like a 7. Yeah, for sure.
So if
Disrespectful.
she had
Like,
like
come on.
if she had a BBL and a boob job, would she be a 10?
No, like she'll be a 8 with like a BBL and like some. In fact, nah. Listen, I feel like petite girls though, like again, like what? Like she's like what,
So you
21
like
right
the
now.
BBLs?
Yeah.
No.
like that
Flacco's
No.
brutally
No hair.
assessing the attractiveness of these two women over
Nah,
here.
listen though.
I'm being disrespected.
I'm pissed off if I missed anything
Nah.
about BBLs. I'm a
I feel like her
BBL
now is
connoisseur.
good enough.
He just gave me a 7.
Woo!
I feel like that's
On LA
pretty
scale.
bad.
Pretty good.
No.
On LA scale, a 7?
If a girl told me I was 7 in attractiveness,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Bro, like, bro, that's like a
not
high
good.
compliment. A 7 in LA standards, like you're like a 9.5 anywhere else.
I'm taking offense.
Yeah,
you got a grade
Okay, so
against a
who's
curve.
a 10 to you?
a 10 to me.
Yeah.
I would say Lori Harvey.
It's tough when if
Right.
you think Lori Harvey's a 10. It's hard to be like
like
mad
Steve
at a 7.
Harvey's
You know,
Yeah,
it's
dog.
like
Yeah.
Okay, so who else?
So
Who
you
else?
just want to be on that show.
Malu Travahajo. She's a 10.
Okay, so all people with plastic surgery.
No, well,
That's part of the game
I don't
these
think Lori
days.
has.
Yeah, it is.
Nah.
It is.
she might
I don't
have
think
some
Lori has
taste.
BBL
She
yet.
does. She does.
She does.
So if
Well,
you
okay.
have money and you have a BBL, you're a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be
If
fair
you're
though,
natural, you're a 5.
Welcome
It's
to
a,
America.
it's
fair
a
though, to be
natural,
fair- yeah.
it's a small BBL, but it's still a BBL.
What are you bitches
to be
drinking?
fair though,
You have one?
I seek out. Yeah,
no.
I seek out natural women, so I love a natural look. So petite, yes, you know, like you look good. So would I say a BBL will increase your rating? I mean, like a little
Sounds
bit more
like people are
ass,
getting it for
probably.
no
you
reason.
feel
All the
me?
girls that you named are a 10?
No.
BBLs.
A 10, yeah. I'll say Lori Harvey is definitely a 10.
Yeah.
Hey man, yo, listen, a little bit more ass might do you in, but listen, you are again.
A little bit more ass.
Do you win?
Again though,
kill you.
listen. Again though,
It's true. If it's a
Don't get
silicone
me-
injection.
I'll take your tips to heart.
don't get a BBL, please. You know, please don't do
How
it.
old are you?
24.
Oh, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
Wait till
you're
you're
my
like
age.
30.
Yeah.
Or have a baby. and
I'm
do
going
it.
to have a baby,
Yeah.
and then we'll
Do a
see.
baby and do it.
Yeah, we'll reconvene on this matter.
Why don't you guys have a baby
house phone
together?
baby?
And then you
I love that.
Yo, no, listen.
You think Houseman would be a good dad?
Woo! Yeah. Yo, listen up, man,
Whale
bruh.
that's-
Houseman has
Yeah.
to take her out, yo. Bruh.
I'm just
No, I'm
picturing that kid.
joking.
That kid is gonna know how I feel when he doesn't show up to his fucking soccer game.
Come on, man.
It's
Oh.
gonna be a sad kid.
Shout out to House Phone, man.
House Phone, it's going to be a sad kid.
Shout out to
She's
House Phone,
sad.
man.
I love House Phone. He's a great guy.
All right. Well, we got Leo back here.
Yeah, so let's learn about your fucking country bumpkin porn star aspiring
This
friend.
guy.
Keep throwing the shades too, man. This guy's too cool for school.
This guy is.
Let me see who you are, hotcock.
What's up, everybody? My name's Blake Harthcock. I'm here hanging out. I'm so grateful to be on the podcast. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Is Hearthcock your real name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Blake Edward Harthcock. So,
Wow.
cha-ching. I definitely wanted to say, man, y'all are. Is it Costco? I mean Flakko.
Yes, Flacco.
Costco.
Poetic
My bad, my
Chungus.
bad. The only reason I say that is because you seem like you come in bulk. But are you related to Waka Flocka Flame?
Wow, no, I'm not, man.
But, hey, Adam22, I wanted to say, man, are you going to change your name next year to Adam23? Boom,
I hate
roasted.
you. I hate
Boom,
you.
roasted.
He's doing
Danny.
material.
Yo, it's
Danny.
the roast.
What's
wrote
good, man?
that?
How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm doing well.
So, Danny, this motherfucker is wearing a Bengals jersey.
Yeah.
Like, come on, check him out. But he's a good man. He's obviously a crackhead without the crack. So,
man.
But anyways,
What does that have to do with my Bengals jersey?
he's very sweet, very good man. He's been, he's got me here. So,
Where
what's
did
up?
you find this guy?
Don't roast Sophia.
And these ladies right
Just
here.
House Phone feature
Listen,
Where did you
girlfriend.
find this fucking
All right.
asshole?
I'm not gonna let you lose across the table.
This man came up to me at an open mic.
Yeah.
And all I have to, I mean, I heard him talk. I heard him say about 5 sentences, and apparently he mentioned his sister that I sexted once. I'll be honest.
Leo
You
sent her a
fucked his
cock.
sister?
I sexted his sister.
No. You fucked the shit out
I
of your
didn't
sister.
fuck her. She's hot though. She has.
You
he has
texted her a dick pic?
Yeah, I did. I sent her a dick pic. I did.
Oh,
I did,
you sex- okay,
I
gotcha.
sexted his sister. Might have sent her a dick pic.
That's hot.
And why didn't you fuck your sister?
Well, she was in Mississippi.
right,
She's
okay.
in Mississippi.
Oh,
She's in Mississippi.
How do
And
you
she
meet a
was
girl in
15.
Mississippi?
He's from Mississippi.
But how do you meet a girl in Mississippi?
Well, she
Because
just
If
DM
anybody's
me.
gonna fuck my sister, it's gonna be me. Hey man, but these women though, I'm gonna tell you,
no,
these
come
women,
on.
they're
Oh, come on, man.
tens.
Stop all your head,
Tens.
asshole.
As his girlfriend, man. Come on, you can't come on,
Well,
man.
just hey man, you
So-
know, you can, I'm
so-
sure they obviously it's good. But
Hearthcock.
Leo, man, I did approach him at the open mic one evening, and I wound up telling him a little joke, and he was like, you gotta come and hang out. And I was like, let's make it happen.
how to get the pussy, right?
Yeah, that was the secret.
Leo basically just looks for the biggest retards in his fan base and it employs that, forces them upon Danny.
Yep.
How often does he bring you somebody and you're just like, no, this is not it. I don't
Never.
want this guy on camera.
Never.
You always like
Never.
his picks.
I always like what Leo brings me.
He yes hands. Whatever comes his way, Danny. He molds and he turns. He does a good job with anybody I bring him.
Who's that one fat guy that's always drunk as fuck on your channel?
Mudflap. Yeah,
That guy just came upon. I mean, he kind of got on the squad not through me. He was, he's Fan Jerry's buddy.
Yes,
and he is just a character, man. In person, he's the most lovable guy. You'd love Mudflap.
But it just feels like you're kind of like policing this drunk fuck when he's on, and
That's
it's just
accurate,
like
yeah.
It's true.
It just seems like when I see that. Any kind of like drug use, really like it's great on camera. Sometimes if somebody's drunk or they're coked up or whatever, it can be incredible on camera. But it's just, like somebody being drunk. I see that in your videos sometimes where it's like you'll seem like you're not getting that much footage. So like somebody gets super drunk and then there's just carnage to film, and it's
Well,
just
hey,
it's just
I've had
kind of
3
easy.
beers. I've had y'all relax. I've had 3 beers.
Yeah, no,
we're cool.
It's actually one of the reasons why I try to not drink ever when I'm shooting, which that doesn't always get followed. Like I had 2 glasses of wine when we were at VidCon, but it's so easy when you're creating content to use alcohol as a PED, as a performance enhancing drug, because it doesn't matter how exhausted you are, how much you don't feel like being funny that day. If you take 3 shots of tequila, the jokes are going to start flowing.
Yeah.
The tongue is going to start rolling.
100%, and we know that. But marijuana is the opposite. I think. I mean, it's especially edibles with Danny. I mean, we've done some classic videos where you can't handle about 100 milligrams.
We'll do that
knocks
too.
you the fuck out.
But alcohol is probably like the analogy would be if you started doing the plug show only with Cialis. Like if you had to fall back on Cialis. Like
It's the easy
What is
route.
this, guys? What is
It's
this? Is
the
this
easy
like
way
a-
out.
yeah.
Is this an intermission or something? Are y'all just like is that the word?
Okay, Hearthcock. Can I just tell you a little bit about
y'all just trying
Hearthcock?
to tell me I shouldn't be coming up here acting all silly with 3 beers in
Okay,
the system?
Hearthcock, this guy, after
You
we
know?
shot with Kazumi, he played a little game on our podcast with Kazumi versus King Croc to see who could get a hand job in the bathroom. The categories were stand-up, improvised stand-up, World
Very
War
fun.
II trivia knowledge, and then a Romeo and Juliet style soliloquy to win Kazumi's heart. King Croc prevailed, got the hand job in the bathroom. End of story, right? No.
Yeah.
I heard him in the bathroom.
Because-
He sounded like a fucking elephant.
Because I have to drive Hearthcock home, and Hearthcock has a crippling anxiety about urinating in public.
Let's get this out in the open. Talk about it on the biggest platform you've ever been on. Talk
You'll be
about
on
it.
Rogan one day.
Maybe.
No,
Maybe.
No, absolutely.
Now
Okay,
listen.
well, let me tell the story,
Yeah,
Leo,
no, go for it.
because we leave a podcast studio with a perfectly usable, perfectly private toilet.
Full bladder.
You can't use that toilet because there are people in the adjacent room.
Correct.
That's
partner.
your logic.
A black man just got done getting jacked off.
Does it make any difference that he was black?
No, it doesn't. But it's descriptive.
No, it absolutely
It's
does.
descriptive.
So-
Just descriptive. That's all. I'm adding more context to the story. That's all.
So I drive him. I have to drop Kazumi off first of all downtown while I have Hearthcock in the car. I have a 5 a.m. flight the next morning, meaning I'm gonna have to get up at 3 to go fly probably to one of our shoots, Texas,
Busy man.
Seattle. I don't even know.
Busy all the
but
time.
Hearthcock, 15 minutes after we pull away from the studio, starts imploring me to pull over so he can get out, go to a macaroni grill and Olive Garden and use their bathroom. And I'm saying, dude, it's gonna be 10 minutes until we get back to my place. That doesn't soothe you. You keep demanding I pull over. I keep telling
I'm
you
John Silvers.
to go fuck yourself because you didn't use the opportunity to
Which I
piss
tried to,
at
I
the
think.
studio. We finally get back to my house. This asshole goes into my upstairs bathroom, demands I go downstairs. So there's nobody at his elevation.
I had a gun to his head.
And then, after he's up there for like fucking 15 minutes trying to piss, I come upstairs and he goes, Mr. Mullen, do you have any paper towels anywhere? I happened to pee all over the toilet seat.
Not all over it, honestly. It was just little sprinkles. You know how that happens.
Why don't you use toilet paper?
There's no toilet paper in the bathroom at the time.
That's the kind of operation.
How do you wipe your
Danny's
ass?
running.
It's a nice apartment. Let's
So
not.
I had to improvise.
it's
so I
the,
walked
it's the
outside.
environmentally friendly way, Flakko. Just the
Wait, so you like eat his ass or no?
What?
What?
I like the segue.
Yeah.
That's what
Do
makes
you-
this guy a
do you-
killer
What the
broadcaster.
Do you eat Danny's ass? Yeah.
When he asked me to, yes.
Oh my god.
And he don't wipe his ass.
Where did that come from?
I see the connection.
Oh well, you did say that you don't wipe your ass.
Only
so-
after he cleans fully his ass.
You know that she might actually have. She might be good talent for that guy on Twitter you've been DMing.
Oh god.
Yes. She
It's-
could definitely consume a log. I bet.
What? Who?
You look like you could consume a mean log.
No, it's a joke based on something that you were.
It's a callback.
It's a callback, yeah.
Yeah.
In the
I
biz,
would
they call
like
it
the
that.
callback.
Well, Adam is.
I know a man who films porn in which women eat human shit.
I'm down.
Danny was saying that you would be down, which of course you are. So
You
there we
said
go.
that?
Of course.
I'm so flattered.
Yeah, baby. I think
Really?
it's a good opportunity
That's so
for you to make
sweet
a little
of
bit of money.
you.
You know the bills. It's been
Oh my
tight.
gosh. Yes.
I feel like they're
Hearthcock.
perfect together, right? Like because of like the humor.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's got a great
She's
sense of
born.
humor.
Get along. They're both very funny. She killed it in one of the videos. Honestly,
Sophia too?
Yeah. Sophia hasn't been in any of the videos, but she should be.
What did you give her a turd for her birthday?
I gave her dog shit
Yeah,
for her
dog
birthday.
shit.
Yeah.
That was the sweetest gift I've ever received.
So funny.
I gave her dog
Did
shit.
you have to like act fake mad about that to like get the reaction that was needed on camera?
Was I fake mad or was
Were
I
you
actually
really
mad?
mad?
She
Yeah.
was actually mad. It
No,
wasn't no fake.
I could tell you thought it was funny, but this actually, I remember you were mad that week, and this actually comes down to one of the things that I think is a problem in our relationship is that sometimes I am consumed by workaholism, and I'm sure you can relate to that or have been able to relate to that
yeah.
at times. And her birthday in 2020, her 21st birthday, I didn't remember it was her birthday because I was working all day until like 9 p.m. on her birthday. And I called her. And when I called her, I knew the whole time the phone was ringing. Like, she's going to be so fucking pissed. It's way too late to make this call. And she was pissed. And that anger carried over into the day of that video shoot. So it was more she was pissed at me for forgetting her birthday versus the
you
dog
still
shit.
gave her the dog shit.
Well, content is content after
But
22.
it's funny because it's not like you couldn't have just not done that day. Like you easily could have just not given her dog shit for her birthday.
What would the clickbait be then?
I don't know.
Thumbnail
but
and
it's
thumbnail
a lot
and
of
title.
people would have been like, okay, maybe now's not the time to give her dog shit.
I think you're purposely waiting for my birthday to be over where you're like, I'm going to say happy birthday to her now. at the end of my birthday, so I would be mad, but I wasn't like actually mad. You just thought that I was mad.
What were you doing on your birthday?
I want to point out you've drank a lot of these too, by the way. You seem okay.
On my 21st birthday, but how old were you? Like 30?
I was like 35,
Okay.
36.
Excuse me? Wait, hold up.
I wasn't that much better. I was 30 or 31.
He was still playing games. Mind you, okay, I was at the bar legally for the first time ever. Ever.
With your
my
friends?
Yes.
With a couple linebackers for the Chargers.
Ignoring your boyfriend.
I was waiting for a text or a call from my boyfriend to tell me happy birthday.
And you didn't feel like taking the initiative? That's toxic.
What was I supposed to say, Adam?
Hey, it's my birthday.
Hi, it's my birthday.
You weren't I'm terrified a little bit though that you forgot her birthday and she was at a bar with in LA with a bunch of big black cocks and shit like that.
Why do you have to bring it to big black cocks? You know
Because
that's my biggest
NFL
fear.
player, listen, NFL players
to be black.
right?
Hey,
Why
hey,
does it have to be
This is
black?
a
And the NFL players.
multicultural society.
Why
There
do
are
you have to be
big
black?
black cocks everywhere.
Because she was at a bar with probably NFL and NBA players, which
And
is 70% big black cocks.
And I'll tell you what, Flakko, you know what kind of scares me? Is
What?
Sophia here. She's a bit of a jersey chaser. So
What?
they talk.
I know.
She
So
knows
she
what's
probably
out
was
there.
putting her on to every bro. She
we're
could
not
spot
gonna
him out in the
talk
crowd.
We're not going to talk
Talk
about it.
about specifics or anything.
Wow.
But what is it about a jersey? What is it about a man that is great on a sports field
He's
that
rich.
makes you excited?
Is it the
He's rich
$20
as
million
fuck.
a year?
They're athletic. I like the bodies.
5 year, 230 million.
I like the bodies.
Yo, can she please go talk to Sharp for 1 hour?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I don't really worry about my girlfriend cheating, though. I feel like if I just try to do my best in the relationship and I try to be a good guy on my end, that there's
Shit.
no sense in worrying
And then
about it.
all your
Cute.
prior brainwashing has already set in. And
Yes.
she's too
Yeah,
deep.
while my impressionable
Is
brain
Sophia the bad
Yeah.
friend?
Sophia's the bad friend. I try to pry their
Wow.
friendship apart. I try
Sophia looks so innocent too. It's crazy. Like
You
right,
never
she
try to
look-
fuck them together?
a couple of times, yeah.
We're cousins.
That'd be incest.
Yeah.
So what?
So what? And Sophia turned it down.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sophia was barely conscious. I was just, I'm lying.
No, he's not.
I'm not lying. I got a handful when she was passed out on the couch. What's that? What's that, Leo?
I don't know. I mean, is there a time to ever bring up a threesome? I think is now the time. I mean, should we ask the hard question? I mean, would you guys ever bring another woman into the relationship for at least just maybe in the bedroom?
Or even just to take a dump on you.
Exactly,
That's-
something like
now we're
that.
talking.
Since you
Maybe
made it
an-
clear you don't want to do that.
right.
Well, we did once. We did once, and we touched on this briefly when we did my one-on-one interview.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, didn't we talk about this?
Yeah, but basically, just a girl who was a fan of the channel, who was very, very motivated one night, was coming on to me in a way that one might call inappropriate.
Right.
And I think she suggested the other girl that we all get in the hot tub together, and then her and Mia started making out. And I saw fit to pull my cock out at that point. I pulled it out at him.
Wait. So you and who started making out first?
The two chicks.
The two girls
My
that he
girl-
pulled his cock out.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
My girlfriend and the other girl.
What about for your next video, you just do full-on gay porn and just sort of document your
I'm
experience
listening.
for the channel? Don't you think that would basically be like the best video that you could ever make?
Oh my
That'd be
god!
amazing.
I think you'd get away with it, buddy. I think you would be the only person to get away with it, and people would still think you're straight.
I think you're probably right. The thing is, you're probably right.
Dude, you know it.
But we were talking about this. Leo and I were talking about this, like how as straight men, I mean, I can say that about myself personally. You, there's some
you,
question
dude.
marks.
Fuck you.
But I would rather fuck a Russian peasant woman with warts on her nose and 240 extra pounds around her torso,
Right.
versus like
Fucking
get a
Hearthcock?
blowjob from Ryan Gosling.
or Hearthcock even.
Yeah.
But look at all the comedic greats. Look at somebody like Steve-O when he did the butt bong and sort of took the beer into his asshole. I mean, I'm sure that he probably didn't enjoy having something in his ass. I'm assuming that he's mostly straight. I see you the same way, where it's like maybe you shoot a porn with someone who doesn't have a huge dick. He's got a little 4 or 5 inch or whatever, and you get railed out for a gay porn.
Listen.
And you make a YouTube video titled "I Did Gay Porn."
Listen.
You've officially crossed a line in terms of what is possible on YouTube. Like, remember when Mr. Beast, for me, I found out about Mr. Beast when he counted to 100,000. Or I think he said Logan Paul's name 100,000 times or something. I feel like for you, doing gay porn could be that.
Listen, this entire rant was predicated on the logical connection between sticking a piece of plastic up a man's ass and getting fucked by a breathing man. Okay, so I don't appreciate that.
The real
I see
questions.
what just happened. Like, yeah, Steve-O, you did the beer chug. You need to get fucked up the ass by a massive, muscular human male.
Like Croc.
Croc.
Croc. I think Danny, if he had to choose, it's not going to be Croc, obviously.
Croc is a big cock.
I wish
Croc
Danny
is
was
out.
still at like 40,000 subs because I feel like he would have done it then.
Maybe.
It's like
He might
he's
have
a little
He might
too
have
close
done
to
it.
an M.
Yeah.
He feels like I'm past that. I don't have to do that now.
It's a little bit established. But Hearthcock, I really do think, because we came in here and we were telling Adam that you fancy yourself a potential porn star. You think there might be a place for you on the Plug Talk couch one day. Why don't you back up behind the line of cameras and flash Adam your penis?
Do that.
Yo, fuck.
I'll take a
Bro,
gander. I'll let
do
you
what
fuck
you gotta
no. Fuck no. Please.
Wait,
Come
you don't
on.
have to look, brother.
Come on, bro.
You're not going to look?
You listen.
Hey, do y'all hear how funny I am? Imagine how small my penis is right now.
You're not
You know?
funny enough to not show your penis.
Adam, man, do you want to be are you like trying to be the next Johnny Sins?
I'm just trying to be me.
He's richer than Johnny Sins.
You know, I'm just
No
saying,
comment.
like, as far as a porn star.
Is there
and,
a
like,
punchline here?
professional-
What's coming?
As far as a professional, like as a porn star, are you trying to get to that level?
Not really. He's elite.
I hear you.
I don't feel like aiming for that is gonna.
I know
do
it's
much
almost
for
like
me.
saying, "Oh, I want to be the next Joaquin Phoenix,"
Right.
or something. You know, it's like,
What does me
Whoa.
and my personal porn aspirations? What does that have to do with you showing me your
nothing,
dick?
nothing at all, nothing at
I
all.
want to see it now. I want the Reddit to talk about my reaction.
Come on, dude. You got to do it.
I gotta be
This
honest.
not
this
a big
is
deal,
clear
dude.
cut
Yo,
proof to
be
me
with
that
me.
you're
Yo,
not ready to make it in
Yo,
the
you're
biz.
curious to see it
Be
too,
with
right?
me, man.
He's trying to get Flakko
Okay.
to do it with
Nah,
him.
come on, bro.
It's not-
This is what you do.
I
Listen,
need you.
You're not hard, right?
you're going to regret the things.
Then
You're
what's
gonna-
the point even?
Thank you.
I'm fine, brother.
I'm not going to be able to really give you any information that would be useful if your dick is soft, besides maybe like, whoa, you have a big soft dick. But like,
I really appreciate the love.
you would really have to get hard in order for me to make any kind of judgment. And the thing about
pop yours out first.
Hey,
no,
what-
I'm established. I don't have to do anything. But
How about you pop yours out first, and then
this
I'll
is the
fucking do it
thing.
too.
What would me showing you my limp dick that is already all over the internet do? This is the thing.
Get his dick
These
harder.
guys, these porn guys, I'm gonna judge them on 3 particular vectors. Okay. Number 1. Are they in shape / good looking? Kind of matters a little bit. Mostly like
I'm there.
in
That's-
shape. In
check
shape
one-
matters.
check.
You're not in shape that would really like matter to anybody, you know, like when it's like a big buff guy, that like is cool. That's an added benefit, right? That's not the most important thing.
I need to be taller, but hey, man,
Okay, but
there's nothing I can do.
That would be good, yes. Then the penis, the actual size of their penis is
Whoa.
extremely important. And then also their ability to use it. Like a lot of the most elite porn stars can fuck the shit out of a chick for 45 minutes straight, take a 10-minute break so that the fucking lighting crew can move the lights around, whatever, get hard immediately again, fuck the shit out of her, and then come on the snap of a fucking dime, if that's the expression, which I don't think it is. That is also a big part of being a porn star. Is like some of these guys just have masterful ability, or they could come 4 or 5 times in a
That stamina.
day. That stamina is a huge part of it. Then on top of that, there's also like the personal element. A lot of these guys are really good with girls. The guys who do really well. Somebody like Johnny Sins, I'll have conversations with girls who say that they walk in the door, he's super nice, super fucking cool, just starts fucking the shit out of them, eating them out, making them come, etc. It's also like a personality kind of comes into it a lot. And then even like the marketing, honestly, because you know, some of these guys manage to sort of separate themselves from the crowd in terms of porn by like having their own site or kind of having their own brand. We talk about Johnny Sins. I don't even think he did that intentionally. He's just kind of viral for pretending to be
All
a
those
UPS
different
guy and
characters.
whatnot. Yeah.
Hearthcock, you have none of the aforementioned qualities.
Yeah.
Yo, man,
and that's the same thing I was thinking about Swolby. Like, he has a tiny dick.
We were gonna bring him in. I wanted to bring him into that.
He upsets me. He bothers my spirit. He's just a weird little guy. Just a little.
He's very stout.
Yeah.
He's very stout, man.
I don't
very
like that
funny.
about him. I don't like his
You know?
stature.
He'll be able. He'll pick up a fucking a damn.
He was very drunk both times he met Adam.
His tiny little banana dick bothers me. The fact that I witnessed him try to take unacceptable risks on camera with a friend of mine. He's just a little turd of a man.
He's got a plantation.
He was wearing a
Is that what it is?
fucking
Plantain?
unitard.
That was, I think that
Well, a
was
wrestling
my idea.
singlet.
That was not his idea.
He was fucking with like 10 or more wrestling medals around his neck, and they were quite large and heavy.
Wait, hold up.
To be fair,
Is that
bro-
Danny idea?
We don't need to recycle this whole story.
To,
but
to be fair, before the bit went south, we were very amused by both the singlet and the medals.
yeah, that's true.
We liked it at
It
first.
seemed very funny, but then he tried to stick his finger in her ass repeatedly, and that was weird.
So Danny direct porn too? I'm confused.
We tried to do a
dabble.
video together where his friend Swolby was going to fuck this girl that we're friends with on Plug Talk, and it was going to be kind of like a fan fucking her type vibe because he's not a porn star or whatever.
would've been
and
good.
then he was too weird and he bothered her and he had a herpes on his lips, so it went south quickly.
Wait, so did he actually stick his dick in her pussy?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
What dick he has went in her pussy.
After she's seen the herpes sore and on his lip?
She made
was-
him wear a condom.
explained horribly.
Yeah.
Yes, he was drunk
He explained
as
it
fuck.
not well.
Everything.
He got drunk quickly. That comes his body type. I was keeping an eye on him, and those beers did a number on him. They
Those
did a number.
small men.
Hearthcock, you got to show Adam22 your penis.
You know, I got a funny sex story.
No.
So, I'm
Show me
telling
your
you,
cock, fool.
So I had sex last Saturday, bud.
no,
I doubt
it's
it.
not a good.
I don't
story.
believe it.
I know the story.
I
It's
haven't
not
seen
good.
your dick, so I don't believe that.
So honestly,
He has to see your penis before
since then it's been 10 months.
Wow.
You know, it's been really tough. But out here in these streets, these ladies, man, I don't know what it is.
So you think that hanging out with Danny Mullen's going to get you laid?
No, that's definitely a negative. But I feel like it would maybe help with my maybe funny comedy follower kind of
But
maybe
that all is basically a plan to get laid, right?
to get
Eventually,
Do
right?
something
Successful.
with your life.
get successful and kind of make money.
I'm going to be real with you. It's never going to happen.
Man, you sound like
Just
my
kidding.
dad.
I should have kept a straight face. So it would have
Just
been
kidding.
funnier.
Nah,
Yeah, you
listen.
sound like my fucking dad, bud.
He is dead ass serious, man. Trust me. This guy's not kidding, bro. Trust me. Listen, if you think that and he was joking because like that was like a piece of shit to do, trust me, bro. Like that's like
So you don't see it? You don't think Hearthcock got it?
It's a tough
Listen.
skin, man. I'm telling you. I
no.
have it.
Listen, I definitely do think, man. Again, if Hearthcock just outwork all these fucking again, like Andrew Schultz, right? He outworked everybody. He dropped a fucking comedy special every fucking day.
Well, Hearthcock
Very
is
funny.
more like a second-rate Theo Von ripoff. Like, what are you going to do to take Theo Von's fan base? What are you going to bring to the table that will be cooler than what he's doing?
Theo Von is a big dick too. We've heard.
Talk about it.
And a mullet.
I know it would help launch me faster up there, but I
would
feel
that
like
be?
I kind of want to try to, get some more product out.
Wait, I'm
You know, I
confused.
gotta-
Wait. Pause. I'm confused, bro. Bro, listen, that sounded fucking retarded. So you got the secret to go to the top like this, and you rather struggle?
It's secret.
What's the
You know?
secret, asshole?
All right, bro. Come
It's
on,
almost
man.
like if I unzipped right now, you'd see a light come out.
The dick
know?
is the secret.
It's not true. Like the
It
suitcase
is
of
true,
Pulp
bud.
Fiction.
I'm telling you. I've been watching a lot of Trailer Park Boys. I'm sorry. I say bud.
Listen, is this what you're doing? You're basically trying to sort of like take your Southern upbringing, these morals and principles that your parents raised you with, and you're trying to take them and turn them into a joke on this liberal fucks YouTube page.
I'm having fun.
You're trying to appeal
You know?
to these blue state voters by sort of like exploiting your culture that you were brought up in.
I don't believe a whole lot in all that bullshit political nonsense.
Well, it
I-
exists regardless
I'm-
of if you believe in
I'm
it.
like Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh,
Are you?
yeah.
You know,
Yo,
It's the
this, yo,
character.
listen up.
It's the character.
Listen, man.
It is
And here's
You know,
why I
through and
love
through.
this little nigga,
through
right?
and through.
Why do you love him?
Is he can make a joke like that in a room full of crock me, and then Val is like the big ass nigga who just left. So that take balls, my brother. I appreciate you, man.
It doesn't take
not
much to
wrong,
earn your
though.
respect around here. All you have to do is
Yeah,
compare
hey,
yourself
bro.
to a historical figure.
Listen, right? Like I told Danny, yo, I would never be mad at any joke you made, but I would be fucking pissed if you ever apologize for a joke you made. Right? You know,
I like
so
that about Flakko.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
I just love to make them, man. We're all having fun here.
yo, listen, yo, you know how you can really go viral? Say the N word.
Butthole.
Why was I
the
just
N-word.
thinking that too?
Say nigga.
How much do we have to all throw in?
I was
Listen,
just
I got
thinking
$100
how
on it.
He probably should not do that, but that it was a possibility.
Say the word nigga.
If we all throw
I can't.
$100, everybody in this room.
Yeah.
If you follow my
Are you gonna give $100 too?
if you follow my PlayStation account,
All right, house phone got you.
follow my PlayStation account, and then we'll join parties one day and play video games.
What a
and you may
useless
hear it.
plug! You're plugging your PlayStation clan right now instead of dropping your IG handle.
He's playing a part. Danny, you ever feel like you bring people into the squad and that they're playing a character and that they're not being the real them and that it's kind of lame?
I just got a PS5, so I'm pretty hyped.
Okay.
He's
We get it.
playing a
Yeah,
character.
It's funny.
Well, usually they're a lot less
Oh, yeah, you saw
starstruck
it?
because usually when we bring them onto our podcast, which doesn't have the reach of this one, and also they don't get an hour and 45 minutes to sit alone at the desk off camera writing material. Where do you think that Adam23 joke came from, for instance?
Yeah, a few of those I did come off stream. That's all good.
That
You know,
joke
Danny,
did not inspire faith in me for your future comedy career because that is literally like the lamest joke that people have been saying to me since I got this name. So
I was sure. I
like
was sure of it.
23 years of that lame joke, and it's so lame that you don't even see it in the chat really that much because it's so obvious and so even the biggest bumblefuck would kind of like think of that joke and then be like, that's kind of played out. So I mean, to me, that didn't inspire a lot of faith in you being the new Theo Vaughn.
Nah, listen, but be real though. Is this like you, or do you feel like you have to like play it up for the cameras because of these two guys here?
I'm honestly am who I am right now, man. We're all having fun. I am very silly.
To be fair, I've seen him at a party, and
he's just like
no
this?
cameras. This is basically who he is.
I
yeah.
agree with that.
It's true,
Dude,
yeah.
on the drive over here, he was being such a fucking jackass.
I am an asshole, man. I
He
was
parked in
driving.
a handicap spot when we went to 7-Eleven.
I told him, I said, hey,
He's a libertarian.
He is that what that means? He
Yo.
he almost got in several car accidents, and then he's had two DUIs, and he insisted on cracking a Rolling Rock and driving with a Rolling Rock on his knee. So
y'all need to relax.
In
Seriously, y'all are
summation-
over-exaggerating all this.
In
man.
summation, step out of the perimeter of the cameras
Yeah,
here
bro,
so
this
we
guy
don't
crazy.
see anything and we don't get the stream taken down, and show Adam22 your penis.
Show me your penis, man.
I gotta be honest with y'all, man. I don't want to blind everybody here. You know, I'm kind of like I've been watching The Boys here lately.
Shut up.
You know,
I can't take it, Hearthcock.
I'm kind of like Starlight with my penis.
I can't take a boy's bit. I don't know who Starlight is. I
No,
need you to.
I get the joke and I still hate it.
No, let's not be real
It's
though.
okay. You know,
If you like stop doing like punchlines and just speak for like an hour as your comedy, bro, that will blow. Like if you just speak, you feel me? Right? Like and take out the punchlines and just speak.
Do you
am I
ever feel
doing?
like Danny has you here to not be funny?
negative. I'm here to be funny. I'm not the crew. I'm the cast.
But it's almost like you're funny because you're not funny.
And that's the bit.
Hey, I
Dad jokes that's not funny, which is gonna be funny because it's dad jokes.
Yeah.
That's that's amazing.
Or makes
get
me
it.
look funnier by comparison.
Yeah,
This guy's a plan.
exactly.
Yo, I feel like Danny is just like an evil genius being sent here, to take over the world. Cause listen, just like his crew, who would think that you would have Hearthcock and Croc in the same crew?
It makes very little sense, doesn't it?
But
They love
it is
cock, I
kind of
believe.
eerily similar because how different is he from a Yuri?
No, stop
You
that,
know-
bruh.
Riley, you disagree? Damn.
Yuri is insightful. Yuri is funny. He's a skater kid. He's also a rebel, rebellious.
A rebel.
Yo, he got kicked, bro. He got kicked out of high
He
school.
did ecstasy in high school. Every day. In homeroom.
Hold
Papa
on.
Fizzle in homeroom.
You know,
They said he got kicked out for trying to like fuck like an orange in like health class.
fucking
That's not
orange.
true. He fucked up orange in the privacy of his own home.
Oh, really?
You know,
Riley knows.
Okay.
I will say the thing that connects all the members of my crew, including Hearthcock, and I'm sorry, Croc, including you, is that both of these guys seem as if they're capable of mailing someone a bomb.
Yo, I'll be real. He does look like an overbaked school shooter. Like you look, right?
with those horns too. You look like a fucking demon.
He looks like an end boss in Zelda or some shit like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But who
not
doesn't love
Drake.
Zelda?
so
you know?
Hardcock, Leo, do you mind taking the mic away from him so we can stop segueing into various bits?
Listen,
and
can
let's
you
get him
please-
up on his feet.
Listen, please show your penis. You have to show your penis.
Wait, quit appealing to Flakko. Wait, what does he have to do with
You
this?
have to. You can do this. It's not a big deal.
Yo,
It's not a
listen.
big deal. It's not a big deal.
Think about think about like the greatest whack pack of all time. When you think about like Howard Stern, who really kind of like ushered this in, he would just have like a crew of retards that he would kind of get to do all this crazy stuff. Stuttering John, and
Beetlejuice,
Bubble Booey, and all these fools. Would you, when you think about them, if Howard Stern was saying, like, doesn't that sound like a classic Howard Stern bit? Like him seeing one of his castmates' dick off camera, and he's describing it, and he's talking about it, and the audience is going wild. The clip is getting hundreds of thousands of views and millions of views. It's the kind of thing that's just going viral. Tom Segura is reacting to your dick next year on Rogan, showing him your penis. Doesn't this sound like a comedy career arc?
Go do
This sounds like something that would happen.
You're gonna be the next Eric the Midget.
The best thing I've ever heard.
I don't think you're committed to the comedy.
Adam,
why'd you give him the mic? Why'd you give him the mic?
Go get up.
You look like Nicolas Cage.
Get up and do it, dude.
I knew it.
Get up and do it.
He doesn't want it.
Show
enough,
your
Danny.
penis.
Beetlejuice.
You're not gonna show it.
I don't want to show my penis.
God damn it.
He doesn't want it enough.
Okay, well,
This is gonna make you a legend. Are you sure? This is a big moment.
I'm sorry, everybody out there that's wanting to check it out, but I did get rated by a porn star one evening, and she gave me 7 out of 10.
Show me a ball.
Can I tell the story
Show me
about
a
that?
ball.
Can I tell the
God
story
damn
about
it,
Just
dude.
one ball.
Kazumi, what did Kazumi really say, Danny?
Kazumi, first of all, we have a sneaking suspicion that she likes to be, how do you put it, generous with her cock ratings because that's her job.
that?
Because that's her fucking job.
She told us the truth. Also,
and then she also said in a not guarded personal moment outside that your cock would be perfect for anal because it's small. I'm sorry.
Because it's small.
I felt bad. I felt bad after I realized
That's
what
what I
I
was thinking. Maybe he could fuck you in the ass.
oh god.
And every porn star girl and like who like comes on here and we interview, they always say, "Yo, I love small cocks. Small cocks are fucking amazing because that's their demographic, right?"
Really?
And then the mics go cold, and they're like, "Oh, Dread was the best sex I ever had."
Yo, Drake got like
Really
a
not
13
gonna
inch,
show you?
right?
I saw it going into Kazumi.
Honestly, I follow him on Twitter, and every day I see a video of his gigantic cock going in a girl, and I'm just blown away. Like, how is it that big?
Yeah.
How is this real?
Yeah.
Dread.
Your future husband, it sounds like you're perking up.
You should fuck him. He'll fuck you. He'll do it.
And like he's a porn star with like.
I have him coming on Plug Talk soon.
Really? Who is he fucking?
Oh
on
my
Plug
God.
I don't know. Some girl.
Yeah, that scared me for a second. I thought he was getting in the mix with you guys.
No. Jesus Christ. I see girls sucking his dick on Pornhub or on their Twitter or whatever. And it's like, they're just like, even girls who can give pretty good head are like, just nibbling on like the top part.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the clit, right?
The clit of the dick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk about male circumcision? I was just talking about this on Lennox podcast, but if you had a kid right now, would you circumcise them?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think that's a good idea? I think it might be barbaric.
I would not.
Cleaner.
Leo is very
I would not.
anti.
And look, and I've always told Danny this. I can control it. I can come from a blowjob in basically 3 minutes.
You're uncircumcised?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's superior. Like I was seeing something that said
It's like trimmers.
Tell me, and it's weird because very, very few men have had the experience of having both circumcised and uncircumcised. So that's really who we want to talk to. But
I have a buddy, my best friend, one of my best friends.
Okay, I have. They said, I was watching like a Vice documentary or something that just came out the other day about circumcision. There are these guys who are super opposed to circumcision. They think it's like the most fucked up thing in the world. And they were saying that being uncircumcised is the equivalent of having a vagina on the end of your penis. Can you attest to that? You think that may be true?
I mean, look, I've never had to use. I can jerk off without any lotion.
Wow.
Ever,
Me too. I don't use
ever.
lotion.
You don't need it. You don't
What?
use nice.
No.
That's good.
You just beat off dry hand and all.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, you niggas are something special.
You got a 10-inch dick? That might be the difference here.
I mean,
Do you have a 10-inch dick, Flakko?
Yeah, man.
He said
damn,
10-inch
bro,
and girthy.
him and King Croc.
Allegedly,
Danny,
allegedly.
him and King
It's
Croc.
real convenient that you're in this relationship with this fucking fantasy Yahoo girl, so that we can't get a girl. Would you go in the bathroom with these girls and show them your penis?
Okay, you're gonna volunteer my girlfriend for that?
Well, I
Aaron?
mean, if you allow it, I think you can't let her view a cock.
Yeah,
No,
that's
she can't touch it.
No.
Don't touch it.
No, also, too, I am a faithful black man.
All right.
Yeah, I
Black men
cheat.
don't
Hell
cheat.
yeah.
He's told me.
Yeah, I don't cheat.
That's
Yeah?
Sophia might have some
Us
tails.
too?
We're
Nah,
faithful
listen,
black
Sophia
men.
definitely cheats.
You think so? Why do you say that?
Huh?
Why do you say that?
Because if she's around nothing but celebrities all day, I'm sure a regular guy isn't going to keep her from wandering off with, let's say, I don't know, fucking Drake or some shit.
Meek Mill.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Getting
right?
a pussy full of hot
Because
sauce.
normal girls, listen, bro, because normal girls don't have access to fucking Drake and Meek Mill. So if she's around celebrities all day, I personally would not date a girl who's around celebrities all day because
It's pretty
I have
sketchy.
no fucking chance. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
right?
Like if your girlfriend was one of the sideline girls who brings
Man,
like
it's over, bro.
who brings a fucking NFL team water
It's
between
over,
downs.
bro.
Yeah.
Right? Like, look, like we do well for normal guys. Again, we do really well for normal guys. But if you like start going into like the jerseys, like the NFL players,
Yeah.
NBA players, and rappers, like
Yeah.
we can't compete with $10 million a year.
It's a fact, dude.
It's over.
If the guy has a house in the hills that's $25 million, if he's
Come on,
internationally famous, what can an
Can you
average guy do to
imagine
combat
like
that?
her like you know she's quote unquote styling like a Drake who's making like $50 million a year?
Yeah.
What can her regular boyfriend do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Like
But don't you ever?
It's over.
Do you fantasize that women are better than us, though? That
No.
they might look inward.
They're worse than us. What? Yo, listen.
It's not all about the money in the house.
That's
Yo,
the
listen,
most
right?
Flacko clip in the history of this.
I like Flacco, dude. I like what you're
listen,
saying,
He
Flacco.
just summarized his whole worldview right there.
Listen, right? Men date for looks, the pussy, ass, and titties. Women strictly date for how can he improve my lifestyle.
And we were even calling out my girl on bullshit when we were doing the interview with her
Yeah.
the other day because we're talking about what do you like in a guy? Aspiration. She says aspiration. She won't say rich. She won't say
Aspiration,
able to take care
work
of me.
ethic,
but she
AKA.
knows
But you also said 5 different things: pussy, ass, and titties.
those are all really
Sounds
the
like
same thing at the end of the day.
aspiration,
But
dedication. What else?
So again,
Work
right?
ethic.
And they're describing all the qualities of a successful guy.
Yeah. Swolby has work ethic. Swolby goes to Amazon every day. He works 45 hours a week for Amazon. He delivers 90 packages a day.
by saying they're
45
like a
hours
guy
is
with
pretty good.
ambition,
Leo.
they're just leaving the door open on meeting a guy who they believe in his idea that maybe he doesn't have off the ground yet. Yes, some girls might make an exception for that. They want to get in on the ground floor. They want to buy Tesla stock while they're just brand fucking new. We get it. But we know what you're really in it for.
Yeah, like,
the
look,
bread.
Like for example,
Okay,
right?
so what are guys in it for?
For
The
the, looks.
pussy.
Here's the pussy.
The
Okay, so why
pussy.
can't girls be in it for the bread?
And that's why guys
That's what
are
it
more
is.
like loyal,
Come on
right?
now.
Right,
Y'all
because
stop being
again,
silly.
like my girl can get prettier, right? Your boyfriend probably would never make $1 million plus, right? So like again, so like if you have a normal boyfriend who knows you love the wealth, he can probably make himself look better by losing weight, working out, et cetera, et cetera. But he can never, most likely would never make $50 million a year. And if a nigga you are styling is making $50 million a year, you are not gonna stay with him or be loyal to him, right?
50 mils a lot.
Listen, right?
50 mil is a good wage.
By
And
anyone's standard,
man,
that's
come
a
on,
lot.
man. And you're gonna cheat and string him along until Drake wipes you up.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I mean, I agree with your basic.
Nah, but all the traits I just mentioned, it's like he's making a decent amount.
What?
Here.
Making a decent amount
Yeah.
is just
Yeah,
just the ground
Like
floor
with
on what she
ambition.
expects from a
What's
guy.
the ground
He's
floor
got to
for
be
you?
making a bunch of money, even for her
100K?
to consider his personality.
Here, what's the ground floor for you? 100K, 200, 300, what?
Nah, I'm not gonna name a ground floor. I don't really look at numbers like that.
A
She
million
looks
a
at
year,
the
bro.
pants. She likes house phones, jeans.
Because it also depends
His
on
jeans
the age
scream
you are.
money.
Like by a certain age, you're supposed to make. You know.
What's your,
Does it
what's your
depend
age?
on his 40 time by chance? Does his 40
If
time
he gets a 4-2, he's going first round.
Get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
A 4-2?
A 4-1?
Oh,
Yo, let
does
me
that even
find out.
exist in
Maybe.
football?
Maybe.
It's fucking.
What? Here. So, like, how old are you?
24.
Okay, so again, a guy your age, what's like the ground floor?
I don't know. Like we're building together. It's
Come
cool.
on, bro. Listen, you're
No,
not
for
building with a
real.
guy.
For
I don't-
real.
I don't believe she wants to build with the guy
I'm
either.
really
Build?
down to build with you. Yeah,
There you go.
legitimately. But
Richard
if you're
Mille?
10 years older than me, then
Yeah.
it's like you're supposed to be a little more grounded in your wealth and all that.
Got you. So a guy, let's say, who is, let's say, 30. What's his floor
View this.
for you?
Tell me what you think of Dred's dick.
Whoa.
Come on, Adam.
This is very intense. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What is wrong with you?
Yo, I want a dick like that, like where like she's legit gasping. What the fuck?
She's horrified.
Yo, listen, man.
I mean, that's a very big dick.
Adam, I don't appreciate you showing my girlfriend such things.
She's gonna learn a lot from this.
That's
change her
insane.
life.
That is insane.
Is that too big though?
He's the current king
Just
of
right.
BBC.
Okay.
It's crazy to think that there's some
Wait, hold on.
some
Yeah.
young black male out there who will one day unseat him.
No way.
To be
Yes.
the king of BBC.
I'm telling
will
you,
depose
he's gonna have
Drake.
45. He's already gonna. How many years does he have in him?
I got a question for you, man. I mean, you said you have a 10-inch penis, right?
Yeah.
And King Croc, I believe his is
Allegedly,
9 inches or
Oh,
also.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't know.
King
man.
Croc also. Danny, how big is King Croc's penis?
It's pretty fucking good size.
Yeah.
I would say it's 9 inches and it's pretty fucking girthy.
Let's see it.
And you
Yeah.
guys, and in the black community, you guys ever just whip them out, like compare penises and stuff? And
I've never showed my penis to one of my brothers. No.
there we go. Yeah. So
No,
there's
no,
no.
that's
Yeah,
how
I had a
it's
feeling that didn't go well a lot.
It's not a thing that they do.
What? Like what? Like a dick measuring contest?
Exactly. Yeah. Like whip your
Nah,
cock
man.
out. Yeah, Danny, I believe we had a dick. I mean, we've had a dick measuring contest.
Yeah, one of my
on the
videos.
channel. Yeah,
I think I got a respectable second or third place out of like
believe
5
so.
or 6 people.
Yes.
I think I might have got second actually.
But Danny,
Yeah.
seeing the look on your girlfriend's face wasn't pleasant, man. She
You were looking
said,
for-
"Yo," she said, "Holy,
Drunk,
that's a big cock.
drunk
That's a
words
big
or
cock.
sober thoughts?
I think
That's
it was
a big cock.
It was more introspective. It wasn't.
Damn."
It wasn't like
I
a.
expected him to show us that.
Now,
She
listen.
trusted Adam.
Now listen, be honest, right? Again, Danny's our butts, bro, right? So he don't mind, right? Come on, Danny. So
learn
be
how to
honest
do
with
this.
us. Be honest with us, man. How many black cocks have you had?
Okay.
Again,
I
just
know the
honestly,
answer is 0, but
All honestly, come on.
Okay.
Danny's not here. Again, he's our guy, so he wouldn't
Oh,
mind,
God.
right? Right, Danny?
He might.
B-
This might be the end of my relationship. It might be unraveling.
Or listen, how about
the
this,
no jumper
right?
table.
What?
You don't have to say it out loud, right? Just DM me or Adam
I really don't like where it's
the
going
number,
now.
right? So Danny will never know, and we will know, and the chat
We can
can't-
hold it over
Yeah,
him.
and the
We'll
chat
tell the
can't,
chat.
can't slut shame you. You feel me?
Okay.
So yeah. So DM me or Adam the actual number.
How many black cocks I've seen in
Yes.
my life?
No. Okay. Yes. Held,
I don't think there are enough.
sucked on,
There
smashed.
aren't enough digits on the
Total.
iPhone keypad. Just
I mean,
so many
that's
black
gonna be
cocks.
like an
dude.
infinity amount. It's just gonna be impossible.
No. Okay. Look.
It's gonna be
Look.
like the cube,
Alright.
square. Like,
How many
pi
black cocks,
number.
right?
Dude.
How many black cocks
Danny's so
have either you've held in your hand,
Dude.
mouth, etc., etc.?
Dude,
Where's this coming
she used to go to
from?
the Congo for spring break, bro.
I believe it.
Flakko. Danny's clearly
It's just
uncomfortable
gonna
with
be
this
too much
psychopath.
TV.
Really? Oh, come on.
I know, he's all good.
Danny, come up to one. Bro, Danny, my guy. Okay.
Danny's got a thing for black dicks, dude.
Yeah. All right. So is that
I mean,
a zero?
Cover your ears.
All right.
Earmuffs.
I have headphones on.
Earmuffs.
Come
I
on, Danny.
I have
Come on,
supersonic
bro.
hearing.
We want to know.
It's
All right. Come on.
It's too many to count. I've lost track.
Alright.
You know.
Wow.
she's told me in the past that she's never slept with a black man. Not that I inquired.
And that's
It just
a
came
lie.
up. It just came up in
That's the
passing.
first question he asked.
I know that sounds like I was like,
Have you
tell
ever
me.
fucked a nigger?
How-
Right? That's the first question he asked, man.
She,
No, man. Right, Danny?
That's I came in from the field one day with my pitchfork and my overalls.
How do you feel
Reeking
about
of
white
gin.
women who use black emojis?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's odd.
I've met a
Speak
few
on it.
white women in my day who primarily the types who probably mostly consume or huff or inhale black dick, and they're out here using black emojis. Sometimes not the blackest one, but
Like her skin color.
on the on the blacker
Yeah.
side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them like, you are not living your truth. You're trying to be somebody else right now. This is insane. I don't know.
That's a little strange.
Yeah, there
At
was
least use the yellow one, so it's like ambiguous.
And then it's like you're
you
the
know?
Simpsons. It's like you're totally abstract.
But you're not like white or light.
You're disconnected from reality.
Right.
Nobody's.
It's just like a hand.
That's not anyone's actual skin tone.
Default. The default is the yellow, isn't it? I'm pretty sure the default's the yellow.
Yeah, I had a
like the Simpsons.
I had a jiu-jitsu instructor once who was Brazilian and he was like lighter than Sophia and he would use the like from Central Africa skin tone fucking thumb. And it caused some issues. Like a lot of people talked about it at the gym. They're like, he always punctuates everything with just a dark as midnight fucking thumbs up or A-OK
You
sign.
gotta start using. You gotta
Flacco,
start,
do you have the darkest shade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Come on now. Yeah, of course. I used the dark one.
Why did you sound a little Nigerian?
Oh, also too though. Well, no, because
the darkest.
because my skincare has gotten better. You feel me? You know, a female actually gave me a great skincare routine now. So that's why
Gina?
No.
No.
So why would that have anything to do with?
I've gotten again. So like I was super dark, and then skincare routine.
Are you planning on like as you come up? Are you going to start lightening your skin? Are you going to
Sammy Sosa
Get a
type
nose
shit?
job.
Nah.
Start fucking boys.
Michael Jackson vibe?
No, but like if I could get darker, but then have like an even like skin tone, I would definitely do that. You know, be more so like Michael Black.
You get the
type shit.
BBL. Get your skin
not yet.
right.
Yo,
Hey, how many
The
times?
BBL, a lot of guys are getting that now.
I'm realizing that.
We've heard that.
When? Who's getting a BBL?
Quite a few
Guys who aren't happy with the size of their ass. When I really look at my body, I'm like, yo. I was looking at my naked body, my disgusting naked body in the mirror the other day, and I was thinking, if I was the type of guy who cared about the way my ass looks, which I really, really am not. Please, people at home, believe me. And if I were going to get lipo, I probably would put it in my ass because I kind of feel like my ass looks a little like droopy and wrinkly. It's not the ideal. Like if I was going into it with the girl mentality of wanting to look as good as possible, which I don't really relate to. I don't care about what my ass looks like.
Your ass.
If I was gonna get lipo, I guess maybe I would put it in my ass. But I'm not.
Come on, Adam. Listen,
I don't think I'm even gonna get lipo. But
in your pecs and biceps.
I like.
And then
Come on.
Why would I want fat
Don't
biceps?
do that, Adam. That's absurd.
You'll go
Put it in your pecs
Why would I
instead.
want fat arms?
Bro, you'll go
gross.
crazy. Biceps. Like get like your, like your shoulders like chiseled,
Flakko,
chest going.
I've been
Men-
on board with you this whole time. That's a terrible fucking
Dude,
idea.
men want
How?
muscular arms, not fat arms.
Or put it in your pecs then.
Dude, girls, would you ever want to keep dating a guy if you found out he had fat injected into his traps?
I really do look like at guys' butts.
Okay. Wow.
Will you look at my butt?
Like, I just want the butt to be a little plump, you know?
Oh, you started dating a man, and all of a sudden you found out that he had injected fat into his buttocks. It
That
would
would be very unattractive.
It would be okay.
Wait, hold up. I call bullshit because King Croc has a very plump ass, and you said you wouldn't give him a chance.
she
How do you know
loves
that?
King Croc.
It's covered by a pelt currently.
He's a bigger guy.
There's a
you know,
deer
so-
wearing
hide
horns.
shading his
He's
hindquarters.
wearing a pelt for.
He's very horny.
It's just hard right now.
He spent so much money developing his game that
Yeah.
he's intimidating. You know? All right, we've been
No,
on
I
here
like
for
the
3
horns.
hours.
I like
Yeah, I don't know how
Wait,
this
so-
happened. I thought it was only
I
scheduled
do
for 2
have a
hours.
question for him, right? Now, when Hearthcock's sister DM'd you,
Yeah.
how easy was it to get a nude? And how fast was it?
Well, actually,
It was like a-
Leo opened the interaction with the cock pic.
I only got like a nice bikini shot. I didn't even get a nude, but we discussed the penis picture, and I thought it would improve my chances of getting more nudes and stuff. So I sent her a penis picture. You know.
So she would have fucked you if you were in the same state as her.
I don't know, to be honest, but he's still. I mean, I think his older sister for sure. This was the younger sister. His older sister,
How young?
guaranteed. She was like over 21 at the time for sure.
Don't lie now, Leo.
Wow. And how do you feel? And Hearthcock, how do you feel that like your younger sister was out here penis chasing in the DMs?
Penis chasing, dude.
Huffing.
I believe that honestly, so Leo probably initiated the whole sexual part of it, which is all good and well. You know, it happens. She's a beautiful woman. I imagine that happens a lot. And yeah, that's all I got
How
to
do
say
you
about
feel
that.
about T-Rail saying he's packing a mean 7?
I feel like I was actually shocked because when I like think about like a gangbanger cock, I'm thinking about like something that's like a, you feel me? You right? Like
to hang out with Tyga, I think you
Yo,
need
listen.
a pretty hardy cock.
because hood bitches are aggressive as fuck. So if you to tame a hood bitch, you need like a
But
like,
Heather is not a hood bitch.
no. But T-Rail grew up in the hood, so he's probably had to tame a couple hood bitches.
But you think your dick gets bigger the more you go through in life?
No, I feel like you probably wouldn't be like a gangbanger, right? You know, right?
Your
like
dick
if you-
isn't like a Fortnite avatar, however that works. Where like the more missions you've accomplished, the more garb you develop.
seven
The more
inch dog
hood
was
bitches
shocked,
you
though,
tame,
yeah.
bigger
the more
your dick
girth.
gets.
Flakko, you
Yeah.
think Danny could tame some hood bitches?
No,
Or-
I would get
Yo,
the shit kicked
You
out of
don't
me.
know any hood bitches, so
Yo, I'll keep it a buck. I think Danny would definitely want to like fucking role play and shit. You feel me?
There we go.
As a slave master and slave.
Oh shit!
You know,
100%.
not gonna deny that.
Do you judge black guys who like white girls screaming the N-word in their face?
Yes.
That's
You look down upon
That's
that?
a thing.
That's
What?
a
Yeah, it's a
common
thing.
fetish.
Black guys like it. White girls screaming racial slurs in the black guy's face.
Yeah. So like, who's like this famous like football player who just said that recently? Like they left to be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham.
No, nah, man. Like a huge NFL player just said that they like left to like role play and shit. You feel me? As like the slave, as like the slave.
I didn't
Like,
hear that.
can you shame someone? Isn't that like being gay? Where
What?
it's like that's what gets you off. I can't judge you for what gets you off. Like the same way I can't judge a gay guy for being gay, right?
Nah,
You
I can't
like
judge you, but like want
white
to be
girls screaming
called.
the N-word in your face. Hey,
I can't judge you, but I'm definitely side eyeing why you want to be called a nigger.
yeah.
Why
I
you about
know.
to bust a nut?
Even as a white guy, I
Yeah.
would definitely judge a
What-
black guy who was into that. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, like,
What-
you're a different type
What,
of dude.
what if I
Okay,
couldn't
keep
get off
crying.
without being called like filthy Mick, potato
Yeah,
farmer,
why-
railroad worker?
Why doesn't that sexual protection apply to Danny as well? Like
Yeah.
if that was
Fucking
Danny's
leprechaun.
footage, if that was his fetish, if he loved to have the N-word screamed in his face, can you judge him? I mean, that's his fetish.
You probably could. If
Yeah,
I
Danny
like to
would
have
date
a
black
white
guys,
girl
yeah.
scream the N-word in my white face,
Yeah.
I would be worthy of judgment. You want to try it out
Yeah.
tonight, baby? Oh,
You like what you like,
sharing my
right?
secrets.
Yo, wait. So Danny, how many black pussies have you fucked?
Damn.
I have had sex with one civilian black pussy, been blown by one or two civilian black mouths, and then I believe I've had sex with two
Whoa.
working black pussies.
Wait. He said one or two civilian black mouths. So you haven't confirmed if they were women or not.
Is that what you got out of all that?
Oh, this guy's crazy.
Is that what you got out of all
Yeah.
that? I'm trying to think if any of them could have potentially been transgendered. I don't think so. I think I'm in the clear on that.
All
one.
right.
Would you do that? Is the door closed? Say you were single tomorrow. Is the door closed on?
Transgender.
You know, it's certainly not something I would seek out, and it's certainly not something I fantasize about. I'm trying to like picture the situation in which a guy would find themselves in, where they'd be most likely to go through with that. Would be you're fucking hammered, maybe you're doing blow. It's 3:30 a.m. in Vegas. You go back from the club with a girl who has an immaculate set of fake tits. She's got a huge man-made ass.
You're putting it like this. I'm thinking, shit, maybe why not? I mean,
She gets up to the room and she starts blowing you. And under the unflattering hotel room lights, you start to see the masculine cast of her cheekbones. Then maybe you start prodding, like, "Hey, what did you say your name was? Trixie? Is that your given name? Is that her?" You start getting answers to those questions. Maybe you find out that yes, this girl, I'm 98% sure it was a man at some point, but I'm already fully erect. Orgasm is right around the corner. I'm just gonna let it play out. In that situation, I'm in, baby.
Wow.
I'm getting blown by it.
very woke.
I was gonna call him
would you
not
fuck her,
real
though?
short. That's not for
I
me.
came out hard in the Flagrant 2 episode and said that I would not have sex with a trans woman.
Damn.
I
I've
mean,
yet
like,
to be canceled.
Phobic
Don't we
as
like
hell.
all
It's
like
almost like
agree
people
though, right?
expected me to have that perspective.
I feel like we all agree though. Like, why would? Okay, if I'm not gonna be canceled, yeah. You know,
A trans,
no opinion.
a trans, you're scared to take that stance.
Yo, listen, bro.
everything.
That community is undefeated.
I don't think
Ricky
they
Gervais,
want to
baby.
pick that fight. They know that if they pick that fight, they're gonna look nuts.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I have no desire to have sex with trans women.
Yeah, I don't. It's not on my agenda right now.
I feel like before we go too far past the topic, for the people in the chat, black payback is a real thing.
Tell me.
It feels good. It's
Listen,
no, I'm not saying I
and he's
like
a slave
that.
and fucking a slave master's wife.
No,
pretending to
I
be,
don't
yeah.
want to be called whatever. But I'm saying the idea of black payback and
It's amazing.
that dynamic in sexual activity, it's exciting. A lot of guys in the chat, they love it.
You got to go.
I might like it too.
You're Nigerian. Who are you colonized by? Like the Dutch? And those are the people
No,
you got to.
really, I was doing damage in Africa, bro. My people was really demons. Like we was really on that timing, bro. Adam, look into it, bro. I don't even want to say that. That's too controversial.
Let's
but-
table this. I want to get more into your black payback fetish in the future for sure, but I got to dip.
Yeah, we've been here for a long
3
fucking
hours,
time,
Jesus
dude.
Christ. Shout out to everybody who joined us in this voyage. Please click the like button if you would. Danny, where do you want to direct them besides obviously searching Danny Mullen and subbing to your channel and your podcast?
Yeah, just the Danny Mullen channel. Check out the WNBA video. Leo and I just went and got arrested at a WNBA game. We got a podcast called The Leo and Danny Show. And King Croc is on it almost every week, too.
Yes.
King
You
Croc
got
BBC on Instagram. Check me out.
Gang shit. There we are. Poetic Flakko.
Hey.
Poetic Chungus.
Yo, why do you call me Poetic Chungus?
It's like the funniest
Yo, also
name
too
I've
though.
ever thought of.